That's that's going to be a really exciting map to start off. Inferno to follow for Faze, and then where are we going to end? Mirage looks like our breeding ground. And yeah, this is a great map, Paul. I hope it goes all three right. Very puggy ending. You got two strong tactical maps where those in-game leaders are going to be tested. And actually, something that Yanko just gave us that we slipped over. I wanted to talk about more. We didn't have time. He mentioned that Alex was considered to join his team as an in-game leader for a team that's had Nico steering the reins for so long and never faltered at that, and still been able to perform individually while he does. Obviously, there have been questions about Nico leading, but I think that's a super interesting point that Faze were even looking to add in an in-game leader. Maybe if there was a better time, a better place, a better player for the job, they would have gone for it. That's a really interesting point.
Yeah, and you know, he brings up this global pandemic thing. I'm gonna have to go do some reading on that thing. I don't know. People keep talking about it. I want to keep talking about players though, and in doing so, I've got to talk a little bit about Kerrigan, and I got to talk a little bit about Brokey. Why have we selected these two?
Well, you know, I went with Kerrigan because he's the man with the plan for Mouse. You know, he is the IGL, but also I'm curious to see if we're going to see him donning that AWP, you know, like, because you got Chris J in consideration, you got Kerrigan in consideration. Also, Kerrigan has been putting a lot of time into like his individual performances of late, you know, like he's been streaming a lot, he's been showing himself like going into the games and just playing for hours on end. So I think he's really been trying to up his individual level. And then you've also got BMAS being brought in, you know, getting ordered around by Kerrigan. I think he's going to be a very key part here to keep an eye on in this series.
Yeah, and I went for Brokey because we're looking at the AWP on the other side, right? We're still waiting to see where that's going for Mousesports, but Brokey, he's been such a talent inside of this team. Clutcher, great with pistols, great with that AWP, finally been moved on to the main role on that AWP as well. We see Nico take it on Dust 2 from time to time, actually every time, but that's not going to be in the series today, so Brokey will be donning the AWP, and that's always so exciting to see, man. Like, when he first joined Faze, it did feel like it took some time for him to get acclimatized, get accustomed to the level that he's playing at, but now we're months in, this guy looks more comfortable than ever.
More comfortable, more competent, and more plausible to throw, you know, the bullets downrange that he needs to get downrange, Harry.
Yeah, man, that's the thing with Brokey. Like, I think you really see his brilliance in those clutch moments. Like, that's when he gets all the credit he rightly deserves. Like, you see the talent this guy has. You see the read on the game that he has. And he's offered up so many of them. It's just unreal. And he's also a pro who goes out of his way to, like, capture those moments and upload them to places like his Twitter. So well worth the follow there, because I love getting to see it from their perspective. Like, you see what they see. You don't have the X-ray anymore. You don't have 16:9. You know, you're seeing it through the eyes of someone like Brokey, and I tell you what, like, his reactions in a lot of these clutches and like the way that you can tell he is visualizing the game is so impressive, especially when you think about the stars that are on his team, you know, like the fact that Brokey is someone that even gets talked about when you're playing alongside the likes of Cold, Nico, Rain, you know, Kirby, right? Like MVP from a major. It is actually insane that Brokey is still someone that we're so fixated on, and it's because he's really earning his place in this squad.
Yeah, and you've got to understand that the leadership that they're underneath over there on Faze too. We just talked to Yanko. You can see how stern he can be, not only in conversations steered towards you, but just like overall. Like, we just know the sort of coaching demeanor that he has over there. And now you often have to wonder, okay, who's going to win out of Faze and Mousesports? You often have to think about that. Now I have to ask you, Hugo, who do you have?
Oh my, that's a really hard question. I'm going to go with Faze, right? Only because of the fact that Mousesports have recent changes. Faze are building in and improving with Kirby in the roster. I actually really like what I saw from him in the lurk role back in Cologne as well, especially on Nuke. Keep your eyes out for that. And that is our first map here. So yeah, I'm going to go with Faze, but that's only because I don't know what to expect from Mousesports. New player, new AWP. Where's it going? We'll have to wait and see. I know who he's picking.
I'm going to disagree with that one. I'm going to say BMAS drops 20, Kerrigan drops 25, Rops big 30, and then you got the rest of the gang in there as support. So let's get into this one. We don't have to wait any longer to have our questions answered. We're going to Nuke, the map pick of Mousesports here in this head-to-head versus Faze. There's a lot of history between these two squads, both ancient and recent, with BMAS moving over from that trial position in Faze and joining Mousesports as a permanent fixture.
Ancient like aliens.
Yeah, dude, they're pretty old, I guess.
I'm just thinking out loud.
Ancient aliens now.
You're telling me it's possible that Faze Clan could lose on Nuke to Mousesports? Maybe not at this rate. Mousesports frozen, and they're all getting out on this site, making sure that at least some of the fight is being brought to that of Faze. However, winning the duel so far has been Faze. 3v2 now, currently Rops and Bemis. Trying to get this bomb planted.
Well, Bemis needs to stay alive, though. They're coming up the vents, and they're actually going to stop, and that's great for Rops, who's on this wraparound, who's on this flank. Rain has started to consider with one of these players going unnoticed, unspotted. So Rops goes further. He goes all the way around. Kirby And sticking forward. Oh dear, that got dicey. Robs gets the kill though, and now he can go back inside and climb up the ladder. BMAS has been stalling this entire time as Nico sits in the vents. And finally, with him being spotted, Nico takes his chance to get up the ladder. BMAS retreats, and they could actually drop B. They could just hit this lower site. As long as BMAS can get away from this fight, he's going to win it instead. Second kill from the young gun, from the new boy on the block against his old team. There's so many storylines, and now the Architect, he needs to hunt them down and finish the job.
Ah, yes, the Architect. Oh, Howie. Well, how he gonna figure out this one? 2v1.
Yeah, that's the big question, right? Rain over at ramp, trying to get stuck in. On either sides of the ramp, Mousesports are concealed. And they just swing him together. It's Rops and BMAS, the new dynamic duo here for Mousesports, locking in that pistol round. And one thing I will say as well is, like, for someone like BMAS, right, he had his time in the limelight joining Faze. This is now his chance to make, like, a real impression, it feels like. Because as he kind of divulged in that interview, like, when he was in Faze, not to, like, detriment of Faze or anything, but he was just kind of having to fill a lot of these spots, not necessarily where he feels like he could offer the most to the team. Whereas Mousesports, you know, he's looking to be a permanent fixture here. So as a result, like, you are trying to design some of your game plan around where someone like BMAS feels confident. So I think we're going to see the most we've seen yet out of BMAS. And I think for him as well, like, this is such a good chance to advertise yourself and just show how much you can bring to a team in the right conditions. You know, you don't want to be thought of as like that fifth man to fill the gap anymore. You want to be thought of as someone that gets picked up for realsies.
For realsies.
Yeah, I've watched many a late night BMAS stream. He plays pugs until the early hours, the late hours even. So this guy's got some talent. I don't need to tell you that. He's here for a reason, but I will anyway, regardless. Mouse, they're creeping down ramp. They go into B. Faze, they are not falling for anything right now. Just Kiebi and lower. Oh, a second rotate coming down. It's Nico. Kiebi needs a kill here at least. There's the shot. Good stuff. More to follow up, though. No one's actually come through the ramp. Nico's had time to throw a smoke down. They've got to commit. And with that kill, they could. But now they can't because the smoke keeps them contained. Nico moving round to the window that has been cut off by the utility. And Mousesports, very slow, very steady, but moving into B with utility and denying Faze any angles except Rain.
Oh, man. Rain had that one dead to rights. But Rob's just a little quicker on the trigger.
Ooh.
Yeah, big headshot there, a deagle kill. On to BMAS from the former teammate Nico. This one's not going to get any easier as time goes by. It seems Nico on 8 HP, Brokey with a scout, and they're going to contemplate backing away. It may be costing some more money here for Mouse.
Don't sleep on these Deegs. They can be dangerous in the hands of Faze, but fortunately not today. Only some kills, and the round goes the way of Mousesports. They get out with the guns alive, 3 of which. Nice little start from Mousesports. Not, you know, rushing down lower and just taking a few seconds there. It puts a bit of a seed of doubt in Faze's mind. Like, are they hitting B? Are they going back to lobby? We don't have this info. Kiebi's seen nothing. And even though Nico comes on rotation down anyway, it's only 2 players lower, and Mousesports just cut everyone off. Rain needed that kill if Faze were going to win that round. Nice start for Mousesports on a map that we have seen them tend towards quite often. They open Cologne by beating Na'Vi here as well on Nuke. The numbers are actually pretty bad for both teams on this map. Like, Faze have only got 27 win %. I thought it'd be way higher. They do love playing it. But yeah, Faze have had turbulent times, to say the very least.
Rough waters.
It's one way of putting it.
There's one way to put it right there. Colzera almost nets himself 2 sweet frags. Instead, it's just 1, and it's BMAS that falls. Upper bomb site is lost. They're going to go for the plant, and there it is for Mousesports. That grenade definitely not designed like that. Just hits the pole and just shoots straight back up into no man's land. Mousesports have all but won this round at this point.
Man, Cold, he had a nice pistol round, and then again on the A site with the USP, he like, oh dear, he takes down the first, he dinks up the second. He almost laid Mousesports to waste on a full eco, but instead it's going to be that third. Chris, he is run right away on 2 HP. Rops, oh, nice shot for Brokey. 1 kill, there it is. Brokey 1 HP as well as he gets out.
No AK for
I'll
you.
find it. Bomb blew it away. Oh, well. Good round nonetheless. And he's got money for the AWP, so he could go right for it. They throw that scout out of here. It's a full buy for Faze, and the first of which, as Mousesports, they only got out with 1 alive, so not exactly rich.
Was that like a Bostonian thing right there? Or out of here?
Hey, I'm walking here.
There you go.
Hugo.
That's Hugo B. Boston there.
That's the B in Byron, stands for Boston. Shocker. Plot twist. Here comes the smokes outside. A wall of them at that. Nico. Put up on the top of Big Garage.
Bye-bye.
And not an angle that you often have to fight. Players know it exists. But when the smokes line up like that, it really does come together. Nico putting Faze up in this round number game-wise.
In Fnatic Heretics, which was a series in Cologne, Flusher spotted Keo on that spot and he mollied him off. I remember that. I've never seen anyone molly that spot, but it worked. Yeah, you're right. Never usually expecting that one. Kiebi expects the ramp peak, though, and finds a second kill for Faze. 5 on 3. Now they just tuck in. Now they just chill out because Mousesports, they've got to be the ones to fight their way into the site. Could see Chris or BMAS flash a player through heaven here. Clearing the spawn first, making sure there's no one lurking. But Faze, they're just doubling down on the sites, and I like the setup. 3 on A, 2 on B. They give Mousesports all the room, all the control. They can wrap heaven, main, secret vent, you name it. It's all up for grabs, but they're watching those positions as well. So up heaven, Bemis goes. Nico, it's his contact to make, but I imagine Chris is going to flash him through.
Oh, Nico, here's the flash, and now he knows that a man has taken up position in his heavens. Carrigan sees the feet, spams down Nico. Chris J gonna find another in through heaven, and this was a 2 on 4. They've turned it around in a matter of, sorry, 2 on 5 rather. They've turned this around in a matter of moments. And now the bomb down, it's Brokey and Kiebi on for the retake, but Kiebi's got to get up through the vents somehow. This should be pretty tricky for him. Luckily enough, he's been given this room for a moment, but Chris J goes back in for more, and Brokey now left in the clutch, but we said that this man is often very dependable in these clutch situations. He does have a kit, but with no utility to force this fight, he is very much relying on Chris to make an error.
Time.
And with Chris realizing that 5 seconds have long since passed, he's not going to be on that defuse. Chris J just swings out and takes away 4.
Oh my, Chris, man, the first full buy, the one-on-one, and he doesn't even peek it. He just holds his own, holds his nerve. Nothing more terrifying than making that call. But Chris, man with years of experience and, yeah, the brains to back it up. 4 kills in the round. He shuts down Brokey at the end of the day. And that is beautiful work from Mousesports. Up to a 4-0 lead. That's got to feel pretty rough. Yeah, but even trying to come up the vents, denied by Chris in heaven. He waited so long, only for the same result to happen. Oh dear, double nade outside. Rain gets blown out of the water. I said it was outside, it was actually in main. It was through the door, so yeah, denied any presence towards A. Mousesports will now look to outside with a smoke towards red. Coming up from secret is Nico. You'll often see him in this solo B rotator position. Going to get mollied off though, smokes it out, or at least tries to. Oh dear, that's a shame. It pops very deep, so he won't get a gap or an angle to fight. He's got to wait out the molly, and they know he's here too. Frozen finishes the job that the Flames started, and Mousesports, it should just be about tightening the grip on the neck of Faze in this round. There's only pistols, and they're getting removed one by one.
Kiabi's been patient, but given the chance to find one onto Carrigan, and he can't manage it. So Mousesports 5-0, still yet to drop around, and a little team ace there to get them there in round number 5. Gonna see that reinvestment come through. Now, Chris J has money to go for an AWP. I wonder if we're gonna see one come out for Mouse. It is T-side nuke, you know, you don't hinge on it as much as you can on other maps, so you always understand if they don't. Carrigan's having a smoothie. He's chilled out. Chris J's in a library. I like the background there for Robs. Yeah. We're seeing some nice variation in these.
Let's go back to Robs. I kind of just want to look at the pictures.
I think he had his his signature up on the wall as well.
Really?
Or is that his? I don't know.
No, I think it's
that's
just
something.
It's not like Floppy, who had like a bunch of photos of his own face on his wall, just like selfies and stuff. That was pretty alpha.
I mean, I respect the trees.
Yeah.
Right, you know, because nature is rather soothing. And also tumultuous at the same time.
Wild times we live in. 5-0 for Mousesports, looking good right now. And yeah, like if I were at Mousesports, I would be in no rush to bring out this AWP, right? Why bother? Wait till you need it. Faze have one of their own though. Brokey's armed to the teeth, and he'll be taking that towards Hell. Robs, oh, he's burning. He is crispy.
He's gone down.
He does get down.
Crispy, they say.
Crispy, very crispy boy.
Oh, Kirby pressured at ramp, and while he has dealt with the first, he is stuck. If he tries to leap down, he's surely dead. And so he waits. Brokey's going to rotate in, but Carrigan's already so deep. This is a weird one. They think Kirby's gone. Now he is. They can rest assured in that, thanks to BMAS. And it's down to lower they go. Now, Rops got here earlier in the round. He's still holding down towards Secret to try and deny outside rotations, but this has given Nico a little bit more room than Mousesports are a fan of. Oh, no. Rops, though, you're so low on HP. This cross could get you domed, but Nico isn't ready for it. Blindsided by the 5 HP Rops, now throws the rest of Faze into a 3-on-3 retake. Rain, Cold Zera, Brokey, these are 3 big names. Rops is hunting them. He doesn't even want to let them get set up. He's wrapped around towards outside, and the benefit to this is now he knows, well, it's not Secret. He can spot Vent as well, and he might even catch Brokey trying to get down there. Brokey somehow able to find that shot, and now beginning his rotation while the other two start to pressure ramp. Frozen and BMAS left to hold this bomb. Time is really working against Faze now, and Frozen, all he had to do was stay alive, and even then, he's done it. He's locked it in. 6 on the board for Mouse. Everyone might fall for the Mousesports side, but it's the round that matters.
Yeah, that lurk from Robs, even though his first kill comes in pretty late into the round, just his presence there, just his being down in B, keeps Nico so cautious, and that forces the rest of Faze to rotate ramp. They take so long, and Mousesports just tick off the clock there. Nico, man, he had the read. Did he come down through the vents? Because he couldn't have come down through Secret, assuming Rops was always holding them.
Yeah, he rotated vent.
Yeah, he was so scared of the vent the whole time. It was actually Rops deeper on the L bend. So really nice lurk from Rops there. Definitely caught Faze off guard. And he even kills Nico and almost takes down Brokey at the end. That AWP will be kept on for another round for Faze, but they haven't got a round to their name. 6-0 lead on the T side of Nuke. This is beautiful work for Mousesports.
Oh, Kirby stickers glitching all over the place. Nico down here in Secret, and he might get tested in this round. It's complemented by a Molotov. Nico is going to drop himself a smoke, and it falls nice and deep, so that gives Nico a little bit more room to maneuver here. But it's not an outside play, and with noise being made there, combined with the wall of smokes and the utility going into Nico, it has put Brokey over towards outside on top of the AC unit.
Frozen's got a big wrap. No one's even watching. No one's even considering. There's only 2 on A, and Brokey thinks he has yard covered. He's moved away. There's the entry. Goodbye, Cold off the top of the site. Brokey flashed out as well. Great util timing by Mousesports. After they get the kills, the third flash guarantees the round as Brokey's not able to equalize or put up any kind of kill. And there we go. Faze just have to run for the hills again. This is a very well cool T side. They've got the answers. Faze, well, they're only giving us problems right now. Harry, I'm having, obviously this is a very different game. I'm having flashbacks to that Vitality Faze game that we casted, if you remembered, at Cologne. I'll remind you, because you will remember, it was where Vitality won 4 2-on-4s or 2-on-5s on the T side.
How could I ever figure?
Exactly, Faze certainly don't. And part of the reason was, obviously they were great cooled rounds from Vitality, but Faze were giving them a lot of room. They weren't having the info, and they were playing for the bomb a lot of the time, very tucked, and that just gave Vitality so much room to get in positions that Faze didn't expect. Well, there's an example of it right there and then. They get all that outside control. They get frozen on the wrap through Mini. Faze are none the wiser. They're not even considering. And then when Mouse get a kill elsewhere, well, that just keeps the attention in the wrong direction.
No, this is exciting, though. This is a nice look for a new Mouse.
Yeah.
Nades towards the doors. Rops is going to try and run the gauntlet again, but this time, not through the vent. They flash him into the site, and the flash is perfect. Rops opening up A. And Nico now trying to run through the smoke, trying to make a hero play of his own, but BMAS going to drop him in the head-to-head. It is a weird sight to see, right?
Yeah.
BMAS taking down Nico for a Mousesports squad. What? But 8 on the board now for Mouse as they keep 4 alive. It's another save for Faze. This is brutal. They are just getting handed it right now to open up this map. And you know, like it does suck the Woxic got removed, right? He was a fan favorite for a lot of people, but sometimes, you know, what it feels like is needed for a team, especially a team that's been on like a mad downward spiral, is just to bring in like that bright spark of energy and kind of mix things up, right? And like reset the atmosphere in the team. Because you could tell, like even from speaking to Mouse, that kind of like glimmer of confidence that they had throughout that entire winning streak at the end of 2019 was very much going away, you know? And suddenly it was like this atmosphere of like grim pessimism within the squad where everyone's like, yeah, you know, we've been doing our homework, but what does that mean, you know? Like, we're Mousesports, right? Like, and it is really nice to see them looking dominant again, right? Because I didn't like having this squad just fall off the face of the earth after the high heights we saw them hit.
I mean, this, all intents and purposes, this Mousesports squad might have looked a little different back then, but this was the last Mousesports squad to win an EPL on LAN.
That is true.
And from that high that you're talking about, through 2019, through whatever it has been, it wasn't pretty. It's been a fall from grace, if you will.
Yeah, one thing that Chris tweeted recently, which I think is a great talking point, especially when it comes to LAN play, not so much online, was the energy that Woxic did bring to this team, right? The hype and the confidence, the cockiness. And I think that was so exciting to see in Mousesports because, you know, when you have someone being loud and proud like that, it is going to hype you up. And Chris said it would be hard to do that without Woxic in the team. But hey, right now, this is going well. It's early days. Let's not look into it too hard, but this is great for Mousesports. Down to B, they go. Rops in the lobby lurking. He gets one. Frozen with the entry into lower. He goes here, but not for long. Frozen with a quick tap back, and now it's Rain and Brokey. Mouse keeping it flawless. And every round, something new, something different. They've been crunching A and back-to-back rounds, and then they go running behind the wall of smokes. We already said that this outside control was lacking for Faze, and with the pace that Mousesports got down behind those smokes to be, Faze, even though they knew about it, they knew it could happen, they had no idea or no way of stopping it. 9th round by the looks of things.
And you know, we used to see it be the case, and I'm talking like a while ago, but it still kind of rings true now that like outside smokes on Nuke are throwing a lot, even if you intend to use them. Mouse, they haven't really been throwing these all too often, apart from when they have tried to use them. And then that just makes like the times that they fake it feel that much more impactful, you know, because it's like every time you've seen smokes go towards outside, if you're Faze, you're like, well, they're going outside, they're doing it. And they're just directing the flow of this game like masterfully right now.
Yeah, and even though Faze, they go through the normal procedures and reactions, taking the lobby right after you lose that control. Rops, he trades 1 for 1. That's good, honestly, considering he gets double rushed and he gets the info that, okay, yeah, Faze, no lobby's clear. They know it's lower, and boom, Mousesports have already planted, and Frozen's got a double entry into B. These rotates have been fast for Faze, but it's not been a solution.
I mean, then next thing you know, you look at the scoreboard, it's 9-0 for Mousesports. Oh, Brokey, absolutely smoking Frozen right there.
Ciao. That might throw a spanner in the works. Mouse have even smoked off main, so are they going deeper into the yard? Nico lets him pass, he takes a second. Goodbye, BMAS. Brokey drops Chris, was commed across, and now Carrigan and Robs. This one's a little too far gone, but let's see what they can do in the 2v5. They've won one before, right?
Yeah. It was a 2v4, 2v5.
2v5.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what they can do here. Perhaps the first round the Faze clan can't put up, which has otherwise been Save clan.
Just got to do him like that, Tracer.
Or James clan, however you want to look at it. Once upon a time.
Ramp's open, right? Kiebi's drop B, and that's fine, but that means Mousesports can wrap hell to Brokey. Well, he's watching outside, and he's also got Nico there. He's also got his back turned. So back towards the ramp. Nico needs to have his wits about him. Brokey considering it, and this is the issue, right? If you give up this control, Mousesports just cross for free. Although Brokey's going to get a free kill here as Carrigan crosses right back in. He thought it was clear. He never saw Brokey, and the bomb dropped. Robs needs to return for it. Brokey knows the bomb's there as well. It's actually in the feet for Robs, so it's okay. He's going for the fight instead. 15 seconds. It's a save.
Has to be.
That could have been a B plant for Mouse. Like, with Kiebi playing passive, there was a very good chance Mouse could have made that, you know, interesting. Although Faze were never going to give it away.
Counter-terrorists win.
Don't die now, Robs. Luckily, they're not hunting him down. Faze want their guns as much as Mouse want their one. Oh. Yeah, that's why you don't jump over that gap, right? Sometimes you can be worried there's a gap between the two smokes. Your feet can be seen. Well, if you jump, you get caught by a man up in the heavens. Brokey's been there many around, and he is waiting.
Don't want to get caught by the man in the heavens. The one thing we've learned in life. Right, Harry?
Yeah, man. We've all learned it. We've all been there. Oh, Robs is going to try and run the gauntlet again, but it's not through the vent. This time it's with that flash, but it hasn't worked out as diligently for him as it did last time. BMAS going to follow up, but there's still 2 players inside of this site. And Nico fast rotating in through main. The bomb drops down the vent and heads into B. Carrigan and Chris J. They delivered us a 2-on-5 rather last time. This time it's a 2-on-4. So comparatively, this is way easier. So it should be easy, right? Carrigan gonna line up a flash for Chris into ramp. It does barrel through, but too deep to blind Kiebi. Carrigan now getting pressured. How on earth is he meant to navigate this one? 2 players wrapping around from Decon as well. His worst nightmares might be realized. I think Kiebi's seen him as well. That's the round drawing to a close. Faze, they get a second. So it was a 9-round drought of rounds for Faze, but now they're starting to find their footing.
And right there's the benefit of when you start to play slow on this CT side, and you know, when you have those advantages, that's why we see Faze do things like that. Kiebi waiting on ramp. Mousesports, they're 2-on-4. They need position. They need something. And so they flash in to try and get a kill. Kiebi's already patiently holding for it. And so there are the benefits of Faze not, you know, trying to hound down and rush down these Ts. Getting into the swing of things. 2 rounds to show for it. Back to back. Orbs out, Harry. It's happened. Carrigan, he's donning the big green.
Yeah, let's see what he can bring to the table. BMAS already gone. Frozen. Oh, Carrigan trying to run the gauntlet, and out in the open, Brokey just plucks him from the round. Not exactly the debut he was hoping for with that orb. But it's still a 3-on-4, still manageable. And with Rops lurking back here in the lobby, I was going to say maybe there's a chance for him to cause some chaos, but Kiebi, taken heads off, has dropped the bomb down at B. And now leaves Rops in a very lonely world indeed. 1v4. They're wrapping him through the hut, and he's got no idea. Cole also has no idea. No one has any idea. Rops, a minute left. Rain's holding the vents. He's a little bit paranoid about the secret push, but Brokey's just cleared that out. They're all thinking, where the hell is Robs? I don't get it. We've cleared A. We've cleared ramp. We've been outside. Where is he? Oh, here he is. In A. Now outside. Slowly but surely going on the tour of Nuke, taking us around behind blue, into credit card, over to garage. And it's one hell of a save.
Beautiful shots from Kiebi in that round down lower, just tip-tapping down the stairs players as they come towards B. That early rotating towards lower is luscious.
Yow.
Man, Kiebi's looking filthy down here at B.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to put down the mic, Harry. Got to read the newspaper. Sometimes headlines might not say what you want it to, but right now, eventually, FaZe Clan have changed those headlines.
Oh, well,
Taps there from Nico, and it's going to be on the head of Frozen. He's going to be able to back away as well with his own life. Flash to the smoke and lit up by Chris J.
Yeah, there's 4-on-4. And garage control taken. Brokey's trying to hold it from hell. This is a very weird fight for him to be locked into, but he can't go any further forward. Robs is lurking in lobby once again, and kind of gets rewarded for it, but then gets one to the dome. Lots of damage onto Cold at least, and denies the lobby aggression. Chris J. Oh, there was a leg there. There was a leg there. coldzera taking him out of the equation. Leaves it on Karrigan and BMAS. 2v4. And FaZe, while they kind of stumbled at converting these earlier on, I was going to say they've been looking good as of late, but now I get nervous, especially with BMAS taking this late Heaven control. Cold is wrapped back in through the hut, retakes lobby. The Heaven plant can come in though, and with BMAS being in this position, this is now a doable 2-on-4, turn 2-on-3 for Karrigan and BMAS. They hear that bomb go down, and you can see Brokey is paranoid about the Heavens potentially containing a stray Mousesports player. Oh, we almost saw him. It was close. Brokey can't go through Heaven, though. Surely he's going to take the long way up, but this is a lot of time ticking off the clock as a result. He's hoping that the attention into this site from the others is going to peel away the attention of BMAS in Heaven, and the timing is everything here. It really is. BMAS caught looking the wrong way. There's very little time, though. I think do they have this? Yeah, it's going to be very, very close, but yeah, they've got a fourth. Just about sneaking that in there right at the very end.
Oh, that was terrifying, wasn't it? That was on a knife's edge, but Brokey with the perfect wrap. They knew where the plant was for. They heard it. He was hell when it went down, and so FaZe orchestrated that entire retake around it. Cole gets mollied off with like 8 seconds on that bomb, so that could have gone very, very, or not 8, but a little bit more. That could have gone very, very wrong. Karrigan had a great post-plant position, but he got flashed out on top of the hut and wasn't able to get that kill. BMAS trades, but like I said, back turned, Brokey on the late lurk. Lovely stuff for FaZe. He is the standout player right now, at least on the scoreboard. 13-4. Nico has hit some sweet shots too. Back to the yard. Mousesports will meet him there. They're lining up right now. Brokey's taking the AWP ramp. Kjaerbye is double set up in this position as well, but that's not where Mousesports will be hitting early. The bomb is looking at ramp, so it could be split by 2, but with a double CT side setup, unless FaZe rotate lower, that could get hairy. Nico above the smokes again, being a nuisance, and he takes down Frozen to start the round. Mousesports, they're going to use the smokes to wrap Karrigan. Nico's watching for it, he won't fall. And now back to ramp for Mousesports. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and with this boost employed alongside Brokey, this could get very good for FaZe. The opening kill, the bomb dropped, and it all falls apart.
Yeah, the funny part is he takes that first shot. It doesn't even appear to Mousesports where he takes the shot from. He ducks in, he tucks in, and now just leaves BMAS to his own devices here towards the radio room, or we'll call it the break room, whatever you want to call it. Another wall bang. That was pretty cool. BMAS falls to Brokey, and we have the last round of half, or the half, rather.
Will that be 1/10?
That'll be 1/10 of a half. Coming right up. 9-5. Which is the hours that Harry worked at Tesco, I think. So.
Actually, man, I worked afternoons into the night. So,
oh, my bad.
Yeah.
So it was like 5 to 9.
Put some respect on my name, please.
Put some respect on my
It's looking like it could be one of these fast vent dives for Robs. This time, no flashes to accommodate it. He just goes down. Kjaerbye is alone at ramp. Brokey's going to rotate in, and Brokey's been the real nuisance here. Kjaerbye so blind, but so is everyone else. And here comes Brokey with the rotation. This AWP now being here, the problems get worse and worse for Mouse. And look at coldzera wrapping the lobby. So in spite of Chris J's best efforts, it might all be in vain as Rops now left to clutch this out. They last saw him dropping through the vents and going down to B. So he's going to try and play the long game towards outside, going on the longest flank you can imagine. They've got the bomb. They've got full control on the Faze side, and they're even holding, like, in case he came back up through the vent, which is basically what's happened in this round. Said it was secret, though, towards outside, but they're just holding this crossfire, and as long as they play the trade game, Faze should have this locked in.
Yeah, clutches on Nuka like walking simulator, right? You can't make any noise, you can't run around. Faze are moving into ramp room, and this could be good for Robs. They're both here. There's a 1v1, but Rain's going to win it out. Nice shot as Faze. They do recover. It was a strong start for Mousesports that gets a little bit closer near the end of the half. Still fantastic work on the T side for Mouse. 9-6, and we'll be back in a moment with the second half.
I've been so anti. Yeah, you're a bad chick and you know that. Eyes roll back every time you throw that. Love letter on your bed, I wrote that. I need you and I'm not afraid to show that. Anything, anything on your everything, everything on your anything, anything on your everything, everything. My world falls down when you pick me up. I came up from a small town, no one hit me up. Now they wanna be my friend. Everybody play pretend. But now I'm pulling up in a Bentley. No, really ain't shit you can tell me. What? I just wish somebody would help me. This lifestyle is not healthy. I could buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything on your anything, anything on your everything. I could buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything on you anything, anything on your everything. She's a God girl, welcome to my God's world. Fell in love with the diamonds and pearls. Yeah, we do what we want when we want. Saks Fifth with the new Saint Laurent. Party too lit, get kicked out. All alone, that's the only way to live now. Yeah, we do what we want when we want. I'ma get you anything that you want. Anything, anything on your everything, everything on you anything, anything on your everything, everything. Yeah, I could buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything on you.
I can help you out. 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 Here we go again. Time is up and I'm calling up my friends. Ain't no wonder why, ain't no wonder I do. Here we go again. Call me up and you wanna be my friend. I'm the one you ride, I'm the one you ride to. If you don't wanna change, ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. If you don't wanna change, I can help you out. 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 I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus. I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I've been stuck on a memory, but it's not like I need it. And we may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. You made this mess and left me with the pieces.
Right here.
Now I'm gonna
Yeah, we needed a hero, and Brokey, well, he's got to be that. He needed to ace this round if they wanted to pick it up. Yeah, that's a really, really good force buy for Mouse. They're able to snatch away those kills. Actually, when they push Chris J and Frozen, it was actually Frozen they pushed out. When they make him leave Hell, that actually pushes him into Nico, who was trying to deal with Chris J back in CT. And so everything kind of falls apart from then on in. Rop's able to get one holding the B site, and then, you know, yeah, immediately gets dropped, but it's 2-on-4. This was Frozen getting pushed back by the Molotov, and that just left him in the firing line of Nico. This is so weird, man. Like, I always think if you had a time machine and you were like, you know, you came to now, back from like, or you went to, I can't even think of the phrase.
When did we start? Like, where were we leaving?
Let's say we have, you know, we leave in like 2016, right? And then you come to now, and then you're like, oh, okay, well, like Brokey is the guy having to haul this team over the line when you've got Nico, Cold Zera, Yerby, right?
The first question I'd have would be, who's Brokey?
Yeah, exactly, right? It's like, it's just a wild set of circumstances.
That being said, if you have a time machine, why are you using it for Counter-Strike and not, you know, anything else?
I mean, why would you use it for anything else?
Yeah, I think everything should just boil down to just CS.
That's what I was thinking too.
New rosters.
Yeah.
I guess you don't want to butterfly effect it, right?
I mean, I guess you could go forward and, you know, look at some of the lineups that we have now and see what happens to them. You know, the evolution of lineups.
I like it.
There could be some change on the horizon.
Oh dear.
Ooh, B plant.
Nico might be able to punch these digits in fast enough. He's tapping away, and he's got it. Bomb down, that's all they wanted. Doesn't matter if he dies immediately after. That was the Glock rush.
Yeah, got what they wanted. Enough distraction, and somehow 2 kills. So that'll do. Faze had the money for the full buy and the follow-up.
Also, I saw that we had a tweet that said, is it just me, or did the first half of this Faze Mouse game have way more gun rounds than a regular match? Well, the reason for that was that Faze, on their CT side, when they went on that, what was it, 0-9 or 0-7 loss streak, they were really prioritizing saving those weapons, right? And so with the loss bonus maxing out, they were able to keep reinvesting on the players that would save. They would drop rifles back into place. That's why it felt like we had so many. Because we did.
And 9 rounds in a row for Mouse, and in 6 of them, Faze saved guns. Fast out A though, Faze. Ooh, quick kills. They're going in every direction, but mainly Mousesports out on the rafters of Carrigan, and Chris covers from Heaven. 3 for the in-game leader of Mousesports, as Faze just try and crunch A, but they get crunched instead. It's 12. Instant response from the Sports. Mr. Mouse and his men. And that's broken Faze. That was the result of the bomb plant, that eco outdoor into B. All for that. Gone in an instant. Forgotten about.
They're going to give it another go out here. The Tech Ninas are out. It's going to be in coldzera's hand. Little do they know.
Ooh.
It's going to be in Frain's hands, too. He's going to actually land the shots. Long distance Tech 9s. Harry said it wasn't possible. And lo and behold.
Yeah, it did require Cole doing like 99% of the work. Rops flashed in, and it's a great flash indeed. Gets this round looking doable again, and Chris J now left in a 1v2. They completely leave A. They drop Brokey down into the B site. And I love the way they've played this. Cold is looking to cut down the rotation, and he will. Chris was never ready for it. And even if Cold dies there, I think Brokey is the exact man you would want in that clutch scenario down in the B site, having plenty of time to get ready for that retake. And so Faze, with just a couple of Tech 9s, couple of pistols and armor, they're able to steal a round out from under Mousesports.
That flash is lovely, isn't it? There's a world where Robs gets the third as well, but yeah, FaZe had to trade that kill if they want to win the round. And they come off the back of pistols and pull it out in a quick response to Mousesports, who are now broke themselves. So this one really is swinging back and forth. The money yet to be made properly by either side. Molotov thrown outside. Clear red. Oh, did. Double push into the lobby. Not another eco win. Surely not. Mousesports, they lose two of their better pistols early on. The CZs are gone. It's back to the USPs and Chris on the D. He has got to do some heavy lifting here in this round, and those guns are not retrievable by Mousesports yet. FaZe is still holding on to the lobby. Kiemi's tired of waiting around, and he pushes out into A with a great transfer to take down two, leaving Frozen on B stuck in place.
Not a whole lot he's going to be able to do here. The bomb isn't planted. Still plenty of time to work with. However, as I said, what you gonna do? Oh, well, he almost did it to him. I'll tell you that. He almost did Nico in right there, but Nico wins the bout. And we see FaZe pick up another round. Okay. Well.
Yeah, I love watching a Kirby shaky aim spray transfer, man. It's, you know, every one of his kills already looked like it's coming off the back of a spray transfer to begin with. And it's just like, you know, it's like a double rainbow. It's like a double spray.
Nice.
Two for the price of one. We got a discount deal.
It's like a runaway water hose.
Yeah, no, that is what it's like. I thought you were like referencing an Adam Sandler film for a moment.
No,
I was like,
we've done that today.
I was trying to think, like, has he ever made one called Runaway Water Hose? No, I don't think so.
Sounds like a great
I would never know.
We are Runaway Water Hose.
You know, like the inflatable.
Oh, flailing tube man.
Yeah, those guys. Man, they really just don't get enough credit. Anyway, full guns across the board. That means 10 of them in the server. 1 AWP there on Chris J.
Yeah, this is something that FaZe did a lot back in Cologne as well. They put Kiebi on the roof, and he would watch lower through the ladder and
later, Rob.
take outside. Well, they are far further than that. They're already down B. Kiebi's dropped to cut off this rotation. Oh, Frozen looks away as Kiebi comes out the top. Brokey might be able to get another as Karen climbs the ladder. He could have made it up top, but he drops into the spray. And now Chris and BMAS might need to get away. FaZe are not going down without a fight here. They're putting up a feisty T side right now. 3 rounds in a row.
Old Shaker B. FaZe are back in the game, though. Who would have known?
BMAS has just been great. He's like a living decoy for Chris, who they were hunting down. Oh, but they're still hunting down. They're still going for him, Chris. No! Only good for 1. And Nico there to get the trade. 3 in the round for Nico as FaZe reach a 10th. Now, there was the time, let us not forget, where this was 9-0 in favor of Mousesports. So this is one hell of a recovery from FaZe. And this is where, if you're Mouse, you can start to get in your own head a bit, because it felt like they had this map just locked in, like, immediately. But the old saying, it's not over till it's over, couldn't be more true right about now.
Yeah, that is that old proverb that people keep bringing up. It's not over till it's over. Or until one team reaches 16.
Oh, the old Glaver roof Frozen. Knife out, just playing with, well, smoke as he waits. But yeah, FaZe aren't falling for this. Look at it. They're just waiting for the fade. They know he's got to appear at some point. Spray, Frozen Tux. Oh no. Oh dear, he's going to get one for it. Surely no more. And shut down after that. Nico, he considered it. He told his teammates to cover his back, but Frozen Tux in the right place. And this is only pistols for Mousesports, right? They did crunch the lobby the other time and get 2 early frags, but traded back by Faze, and Kiebi cleared out the A site swiftly afterwards. Faze wait out the main smoke before moving into that exact position. And there are 2 on this top site, but again, pistols.
Oh, Rops is going to get mollied out. They check for BMAS, and there we go. That round is over. As Cold Zeret there to lock it in. 11-12, about to tie things up with Mousesports. And while FaZe were doing a great job of saving weapons on their CT side in their man disadvantage rounds, this is not the case for Mouse. Whenever they've tried to go for them, they've been hunted down by FaZe. So they are feeling the full brunt of this CT economy coming back to hurt them here.
Yeah, it actually surprises me how this is FaZe's most played map, but also one of their worst win percentages. They have so many close losses. 16-14 to Vitality, OT to Vitality, double digits multiple times against Heroic, Big, Cole. And so they've been in these places before, but will they come alive right at the final hurdle, push it over the line? Kiebi, oh dear, he's been checked. Carrigan is going to get him from above. It's a trade though. There's still one more man gone from the back of the site. Yeah, sorry, he's still here. I thought they entry him. BMAS, he's alive and kicking. And he's only going to kick down one before eventually the numbers in FaZe overwhelm him. They found a kill elsewhere towards main at the same time. So Rops and Chris, again, do you want to save? Do you want to go? Neither of those options are pretty as you are a man down.
Oh, well, there's an opener, and now they're definitely interested. The flash came from heaven, so they know that Chris J's there, and the timing just couldn't be worse for Rops. Chris is going to have to hold on to the AWP, and so FaZe tie us up at 12-12 from a game that they were 0-9 down in. And that's the thing, man, with how FaZe play this, like, it feels like, you know, the style of someone like Nico, it's never going to be this flashy CS that, you know, you're always doing something crazy and winning the rounds out immediately, or even winning the rounds at all. But he's very, very good at playing it by the numbers and setting up like longevity within what FaZe are bringing to the table. And the benefit to doing that in the first half of play is that you still have the second half to bounce back in, you know? Whereas Mouse, it's going to feel a lot less tempting to go for these same saves that FaZe were going for in like 3-on-4s. Like if you're Mousesports, you're attempting every one of them, you know? And that's why they never have this money in the bank accounts to go for investments.
Yeah, 5 rounds in a row for FaZe, and Mousesports have saved 1 gun over the course of those 5 rounds, and that was just then with Chris getting away in spawn. So they're going to buy around it. Oh, that's a very risky move for Mousesports, who do have a lot of loss bonus, and they would have had enough to buy the AWP in the next round anyway, so you don't want to fully commit. Frozen has been given a FAMAS, or bought it up rather, but yeah, not everyone full buying around that. So they've got a chance to put up some fights in this round, but ooh, it's not going to be easy. FaZe have had a very good T-side, and they're going back to the door, back to the fast A. It's been so nice to them. Why not be nice to it? Double entry for Kiebi, spraying with a MAC-10, and immediately a save call perhaps might be the best option.
Might be the only option. I mean, FaZe just took upper with force on the back of a MAC-10.
Yeah, that's why you want those mollies, right? Like the full buys for Mousesports are going to make all the difference. That's a cool that, yeah, FaZe are crunching A, but they're not doing it off of spawn until they know that Mouse don't have the economy to stop them with utility, with numbers. And you know, the second that Mouse starts stacking A, FaZe will go outside or ramp. As it went on the exact opposite, or the exact same, however you look at it, in the other half, Mousesports, they had FaZe's number on A every time, and then as soon as FaZe tried to find solutions, Mousesports would move to the yard smokes. Goodbye, Rops, dropped by the fast one. And Chris, same story. The AWP does not get saved. He got mollied. He had to take that fight. I like the spot. Frozen popping his head out to take one down with him. But it's not going to matter in the long run. Mousesports are buying up here, and they need results. They need a round, as FaZe have 6 in a row.
Chris J's donning the big green gun. The BGG. And will it be a big GG at the end of this round? Because if Mouse don't pick it up here and now, their time is pretty much run out, right? Like, money is not in a good spot again. So another just downfall of the economy looming, and they've got no choice but to sit back and hope that they can find success here in round 26. Chris going to reposition all the way back into CT, and this now leaves a guy like Frozen in a bit of a rough spot, really. He's got to try and hold main and this A site, and while he does have teammates over in A to help him out, it can still feel very claustrophobic if you're Frozen here. He's going to go through the smoke, and he saw nothing outside. Now Nico is here. You know, he just caught the timing behind Red, and so now he gets down through Secret, and Mouse, they're not aware of this at all. Chris J trying to hold on to Ramp Room, but a missed shot to open up the round. Nico making a bit of noise, and Rops is just going to spam him through the Secret smoke, but regardless, the rest of FaZe now move in for the kill down towards B.
There's lots of rotates already here, though. Mousesports with 3 in the lower Secret. 15 seconds. FaZe have to stick the plant. Chevy going to try and clear. Rops holds on. They're coming at him from the doorway. No plant yet in sight. Rain with another entry. Tick-tock. Brokey's got another, but BMAS has dropped the bomb out the decon door. FaZe are so focused on hunting these kills, they won't cover the plant, and that's going to come back to bite them in the arse. Brokey, great shots, but FaZe not noticing the clock, trying to double push the double doors, and instead, BMAS just swings and stops that bomb plant on the B side. That is such a problem. I also want to talk about the fact that Frozen gets flashed outside, but he gets blinded by the flash, never gets the info, and so Mousesports assume there's more B than there actually is, and they early rotate to lower. FaZe, they threw the fake smokes outside, but they still end B, and that's exactly what Mousesports expected despite the lack of info.
You know, Kerrigan's just sitting back behind the vents, just watching the timer tick, just hanging out. Knows that the easiest way to win the round is to let the timer go down.
Yeah, it's all on BMAS though. Like, he gets that kill, and without it, that would have been FaZe, you know, planting, aggressing into a great position, having good real estate for the post plant. Oh, Brokey's not ready for that, but Robs to see him. I don't know how he gets away with that kill. And Mousesports a man up. Maybe some wind in their sails after all. Maybe they'll be gliding to victory lane. FaZe right now feeling the pain. Their top performer down and out before the round has even begun.
Also, look at Carrigan. Very gross spot over on the forklift in CT. Oh dear. Chris gets a little bit curious as to what's going on at ramp, and that's a decision that could really come back to hurt Mousesports. The bomb is dropped all the way outside, and so FaZe do have to go and get that at some point. That's what Nico's been given the responsibility of. Carrigan, knowing that he has to try and hold hell, has crept back in through CT, and that wasn't Kierby. So they should know that another man could be nearby. That's what Rops was meant to come in and deal with. They now see him at ramp, and that's FaZe going, all right, well then, if one's at ramp, we just kill one CT. Maybe it's a bit of a B lean, so they try and pick up the pace. They don't really have any more options open to them than to hit this A site. Nico, bomb dropped, and with it, that should be the round. Rops gonna finish things off for Mouse, 14 on the board. 3 staying alive, so they're just about hanging on to the money, but there is still plenty of cash for FaZe, so this game still has some legs on it yet.
That was a very weird one. FaZe had a lot of control in it, but it wasn't control that the Mousesports were unaware about, even though Carrigan gets caught. Rops, he gets that lower kill, he goes straight back up into the A site where they are triple stacked for the round. FaZe walk right into it, scared of Secret after they've already lost Brokey there, and for good reason. Very up and down, but Mousesports keep it in the palm of their hand. 14-13, 2 in a row for Mousesports after that massive streak that you can see from FaZe.
Brokey has just not taken any prisoners in this one. 25-12. I mean, we saw him hunting down frags, trying to get that round for FaZe just a few rounds ago, and the one that the timer dwindled down and escaped them. Here we are, back on weapons, both sides. An even playing field.
All back for Brokey as well. Not looking to lose it lower. taking it outside, taking his time while he does. Kiebi holds onto ramp for more aggression. Chris gave him a kill in the previous round, but it didn't worry Mousesports other than giving away some significant map control, which was contained by Rops and Carrigan, somewhat. Smokes outside, again, for this T side. They're going to move behind them towards the garage, but the looks of things, Nico might even wrap main. It's an option. Oh no, the spray, the spam, it's perfection. Chris kills Nico, and he doesn't even see him. That's a horrible way for FaZe to lose their first man in this round, in such a crucial one as well. Could all come tumbling down, as it often does in the late digits for FaZe on Nuke. Rain looking for the trade. He knows Chris is nearby. Here's a utility. Chris peeks, and that's enough info. Chris doesn't want any more from that. Carrigan has lower, and so B is controlled. Mousesports don't need to worry about this potential outside to secret wrap. They've just got to more care about the upper play. Carrigan is playing super safe, jumping in decon as well, so he's not even giving up a fight for FaZe. As the clock ticks down, they're just surrounding this A side by the looks of things, and this is desperation. Back to secret they go. Probably the right call right now with 4 players on upper. Molly won't keep anyone there because Frozen can swing outside at a moment's notice and get this info. At this point, it's looking clear to be B. Rops turned the wrong way. Kiebi doesn't check it. And Rops, patient as anything, gets the kill as FaZe run B.
Carrigan trying to hold the line, but too many players through that door. And B now opened wide up by FaZe. They're gunning for 14, and if they get this round, they turn the economy of Mouse to disarray. And that would flip this entire game on its head again. But it all hinges on actually picking this round up, and slowly but surely their numbers are dwindling. It falls to Rain and coldzera to try and hold the line. Now, just Cold, the whole world against him. Down goes one, follows up with a second, but Rops comes in from the ramp from quick flank from him, and nabs that round for Mouse. 15 now to their name. 3 for Cold, a damn good try, but not enough to delay Mouse reaching map point on their map pick.
The boost up on ramp as well. Kiebi thought he found the gap, right? He's been lurking out in that position before, and so thought there was a lot more room, but Rob's waited, and at that point he gets the kill. He knows it's B. He's calling for it. Carrigan's jump spotted the lower players. Even though he gets mown down, he puts up some damage. He gets the info, and Mouse have a man up on the retake. They play it perfectly. 15-13, and FaZe still a chance, still time, still money, but 2 rounds in a row needed to get it to OT, and then we start the clock again. Then we begin. As Mousesports, they are looking more to end their map pick and send us to Inferno. 2 chances to find 1 round. Let's see if they can do it.
Well, that tactical timeout from FaZe Clan. You wonder what the decision was, what the call is. Obviously a buy here. They're not going to hold on to what they've got. But what will they do differently? That's the real question that I guess all of us are kind of asking here. 15-13 and back against the wall, leaning against the ropes.
Oh, Frozen just about winning that out. And now on the other side of these smokes, he's a real threat indeed. But if he tries to go back through, he is surely dead. Oh, instead, he's going to turn it against FaZe and continues to strip players away. Carrigan not looking at the hut. Now leaves this A-hold on the shoulders of BMAS, who's getting pressured from seemingly everywhere. Chris J up on the rafters, good for another. And it falls to Brokey in the clutch. Has dealt with BMAS. And now just Rops left to contend with. Drops the smoke in main. Rops on the other side, trying to find a gap to look through. Brokey creeping his way towards the vents, and in doing so, Rops might see the feet here, but he has been able to get down. Rops hears the drop and is in hot pursuit. Detective Rops is on the case, and Brokey's looking to elude his captor. Fake plants the bomb, swings the door, Rops spams him down, and Mousesports take Nuke narrowly, but they get it locked in from 9-0 up to a long, drawn-out first map of play in which FaZe almost pull it back. We go to Inferno next with Mouse 1-0 up in this series.
I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I can't focus. I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my. I just need to clear my head. Oh, clear my head. I just need to clear my head. Just need I just need to clear my Music keeps me on a hold. You got the feeling. The music keeps me singing. Music keeps me dancing. Music keeps me dancing. Music keeps me dancing.
Faze, they pull those saves you were talking about. They make it a close half, or a reasonable half after a 9-0 lead from Mousesports. Ends 9-6. And Faze, they give us a fighting few T rounds in that second half. Some quick A bursts. They show us some really nice control, and they have no issue with dealing with Mousesports. But as soon as they start going outside, they start getting lost in the mid round. We saw in those last 2 rounds in a row to end the map, Nico dying first. Once getting smoke spammed, very unfortunate, and once pushing through the smoke dropped by Frozen at red and dying there. That's not what you want, right? Like, not just your in-game leader, but also a big part of your firepower gone in an instant, immediate 5-on-4, and Mousesports, they play out the round and close it out with style.
So, Harry, I look at you and I say, well, what's up with Save Clan? What are they doing over there?
Man, it's led to a really weird scoreboard where FaZe finished that game at +15 as a team, and Mouse finished it at -15 as a team, and actually end up taking that one. Yeah, I mean that's kind of wild, and that's the thing. Like that's the cooling style of a guy like Nico, in that he does like to play things very, very much by the numbers and set his team up. So if you're not finding success right away, you're not throwing it away in like unwinnable retakes. It is all very, very calculated in the head of someone like Nico. Now, the best player in the server by a pretty big margin was Brokey. He stepped up absolutely insanely. And then for Mousesports, where we had Chris J and Rops up towards the top of the board. But, their numbers not really comparable to someone like Brokey on the other side, who was on a bit of a tear. And that is something that now, looking to the following map of Inferno, scares me a little bit, How is the AWPing of someone like Chris J or Carrigan going to stack up against Brokey? Because he is clearly looking real damn crisp right right now.
Yeah, crisp, crispy, all the things, or Chris J. However you want to look at it. We've got a Chris J highlight package here, which is cool to see. Chris J still kind of slaying them down. When we talk about Inferno, though, this being the pick of Faze, how does this change the landscape of this best of 3?
It's actually the pick of Inferno's the pick of Faze. That's a crazy part.
Yeah,
right? That's
man.
the weird thing in this series because
Actually,
Faze,
the pick of Faze.
yeah, they love to play Nuke, but they never love to win Nuke. They always lose out in those last few rounds. So it's a bit of a shame for Faze, but moving to Inferno, I don't know what to expect from Mouse with this new roster, right? And for Faze, I hope they can make it a 3 map because I really want Mirage. But moving back to Mouse quickly, it's like we saw that up very briefly in 1 round on Karrigan, takes it outside, gets dropped by Brokey, never again to be seen. Well, now we move to a map where it's basically a necessity. Like, there's no way Mousesports aren't going to be buying up the AWP in this game, I assume, on that CT side, right? T side, less so, not really required. Many teams lean away from it. So that's going to be exciting, given how well Brokey is AWPing. On a map like Inferno, on that CT side, hopefully he can start to take the reins and have a lot more impact with his kills, because we would see rounds where, you know, one player will pop for Faze, or they'd even, like, kill everyone but not have time to retake the bomb on the B bomb site. That happened a couple of times. And so things like that, you know, crucial rounds getting lost. When the game ends 16-13, you look back and go, man, that was so winnable. That was so close.
So humor me at this, though. Let's say a break is on the horizon, and then I'm going to come back to you guys, and we're going to make this smooth sailing. We're going to jump into Inferno, and that will be the next map of this series. Make sure you don't move a muscle, and if you do, don't worry. Harry Russell will be here when you get back.
Intel Gamer Days is on now. Whether you're looking to buy or build, now is a great time to upgrade. Get limited time offers and giveaways from top names in PC gaming. Unleash elite gaming performance with systems featuring new 10th Gen Intel Core processors, and bring Marvel's Avengers to life with in-game optimizations for a mightier PC experience. Act now. Intel Gamer Days is only here for a limited time.
You ready? Huh? Hey, he's a good boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
My name is Jordan Gilbert, aka Nothing.
Hi, my name is Sue Lee. My handle is Snix. I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help.
I encourage everyone in the community, anytime they see bullying, anytime they see someone getting called names, I encourage you to step up and say something.
Good luck, have fun.
Good luck, have fun.
The stage is set. From your home to the arena. We proudly support the living room champions like we do the champions of the world. Providing you with the best tools in your pursuit to be a star. Euronics, official electronics retailer of ESL Pro League.
Everybody loves an underdog. Who needs to be liked?
Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
some presence at top banana.
Psych.
Kirby's like, lol, you think I was that deep? Nah. He goes back down towards the base of banana. Well, gonna throw these nades into the A site. Carrigan trying to hold this long angle with the scout. Oh, the timing. The timing couldn't be worse. He was just there. Now he's posted up again, but they duck beneath the scout, and they start to wrap into CT to hunt him down. Carrigan is trying to run just to stay alive, and he does get away. He somehow lived to tell the tale. Now with CT being given over to Faze, though, bit of an unorthodox area of the map to just grab and play around, but you see the benefits of it. You know, you don't allow for rotations, and you kind of keep Mouse guessing as to where this play is even aiming for. And well, if you loved saving, this is another save here for Mousesports.
Oh dear. We need a save button. I don't know, or a sound effect. Maybe Trace can get on that.
A save sound effect.
I don't
what
know.
would that sound like?
Like a cash register?
Oh. Yeah. Exactly. Well, save indeed, with 5 alive on the Faze side. Mousesports will hold on to what is a little bit of armor, a kit, a scout, and 2 deagles.
Bit of a sad save, isn't it?
Yeah. It's rather underwhelming.
A good start for Faze on this map, right? Not going down 0-9 like Nuke was, and already some smiley faces shown. So Faze clearly not too disturbed by the previous map.
Carrigan there
series after
has a little picture of himself on the desk.
I didn't see.
We get Carrigan back on the screen.
No,
that's the answer.
But we might see him in this round. He's got the scout out, the big gun for Mousesports. Taking it towards middle, but oh dear, naded on the cross and shot as well. He'll somehow live. I don't really know, but gets out of there alive. Again, a nade on Frozen to pop down B, but he gets the favor returned, and his nade was too short. Faze putting a lot of pressure on middle in these rounds. They've left Kiebi lurking logs on his own. Boost up for Carrigan. Oh dear. The worry about this is the second Faze realize they're going to shoot the bottom player out from below, and knowing Carrigan will fall into that spray as well. Could be a 2 for... Oh, but, well, that's the score right now. Faze to extend it as they move into A. Carrigan's gone. Rain with the spray, and it's a crossfire from the pit to the site. But that really shouldn't be too much for Faze to collapse onto.
Yeah, some flashes thrown up B by Kirby. That keeps those 2 players there. B-Mass here all alone. You'll note the B players haven't even moved, and that's because they're already planning to save. And so guess how this round ends?
I'm going to go with Mousesports, save for 1,000.
Let's see, Trace. And that little red line up at the top reaches the
other not so red line.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, it's all confirmed. It's all locked in. Mousesports, they're saving again.
I like how methodical Faze have been on this T side so far, right? They're not... Mousesports obviously don't have the weapons, so they're giving the mid-control pretty freely. And Faze don't, like, run up short, run up long necessarily. They're setting up, they're lining up smokes. Kiebi's throwing nades on B to keep players on this side of the map. That's why Mousesports are saving, where if they knew it was A for sure, they would be A rather than just holding on to Deagles at B. But yeah, Kiebi's selling that fake well. It's something Mousesports haven't figured out. Once they do, we might, especially with guns, we might start to see a bit of banana control getting taken, get Kiebi out of that position. And the familiarity plays a part as well. When you know Kiebi's doing that lurk, when you kill Kiebi and B, you can often go, okay, it's clear, right? Like, we know that's clear. We know it's an A play now because Kiebi's here on his own. And so things like that are things that Carrigan can use to his advantage. Right now, Kiebi, again, back up banana with Nico. The nade is a pretty nice dunk. Mousesports have shown a lot of interest in buying up this utility, even in these eco rounds towards B. So they've got plenty more where that came from. This time, though, Faze, everyone here except Cold Zero moving into a quick B hit. We're going to need those mollies down from Chris. Oh, buddy.
Yeah, he's re-smoked the top of Banana as though Mouse wanted to try and retake it, and the timing on that just couldn't have been worse. Only Frozen here at this side of the map, and Mouse are going to start to rotate players around as they hear that bomb plant come in. You hate to say it, but it might have to, and I'm
what a...
might have to be a save.
Might just be a save here from Mousesports.
No.
Oh, man.
What a shocker.
I know I hate the spoilers too, guys, but...
Oh, dear, man. I don't know.
Lannisters are on the throne at the end of Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Okay, so here's my I don't have a solution for this, but here's my theorized solution. It's fixing the money, right? Like
no.
Yeah, it's fixing the money in Counter-Strike. That's the biggest bore right now, I would say. It's the economy system. It needs a refreshing. As much as we talk about like maps and stuff, and for sure there are plenty of arguments that we could love a new active pool or just anything different. But I would love an economy switch up. Honestly, like, don't really care what it is at this point. Just give us something new. But yeah, the city side economy does get boring at times. We've already talked about, you know, especially when the Krieg was at its peak, when he's buying the second round and not knowing who won the pistol because of the buys that you see.
So, there's been no kills on the Mousesports side, which means no one has died from the Faze Clan side, and we're on round number 5.
Yeah, this is a very weird game right now.
A lot of saving going on.
Well, Mouse, they were geared with 3 towards B earlier on here. We do just need, like, that first kill to come in, and they leave Carrigan to hold B solo. Now, if a B play comes in, and Carrigan can't get a kill...
What happens, Harry?
Well,
There's a chance they save.
I think we all know how these scriptures were written there.
Scriptures?
Yep. Scriptures.
Not to be confused with the scripting.
No, 2 different things.
Or the raptures, or any of the scriptures.
Raptures, that's Seth Rogen film.
Yeah.
No. Well, it is going to be a B play. So...
Saves?
Carrigan, he's got to try and hold the line here. He's going to drop this smoke, and that buys a bit more time for this rotation from Chris.
Oh, there's the man in question. Carrigan posted up at the pillar. 4 deep here for the side of Faze Clan, and they're ready to hit it.
Yeah, Rain's just faking this A site, and he's kept 3 players here. He's done a great job, and even then, like, Chris J wasn't convinced to rotate. He was playing CT, so Carrigan has got to hold his ground here. Back of the site, behind the pillar, a player has gotten by into pool, but Carrigan, a third! Carrigan coming alive. Rain will get the better of him on that very late rotation round, but no saving in this one for Mouse as they gear up for a 4-on-2 retake.
They said it couldn't be done. They said it would never happen, but a retake round for Mousesports. They're going for it through thick and through thin. Rain tapping back towards his spawn. He'll not do anything. Rosen gets shot by BMAS in the back, and they're going to swarm in through the ruins. Brokey, he's holding down from Coffin side. He's got this angle perfect headshot hit. Rain follows up through the wall, looking for the spray. Reload off, and the peak is late from Rops. He can't stop him as he gets towards the back of the site. There's no time. There's no utility, and they're not even on the bomb either. This is a 1 round for Faze. Even if the kills come through, Rops, he gets it, but it's just too close. It's a round for Faze, whether he likes it or not. A 2-on-4 at the back of the B bomb site, and a 5th in a row for Faze. Lovely stuff. Yet to lose a player coming into that round. Carrigan puts up a beautiful hold on B with 3 kills on the AWP. He does everything he needs to and more, and Mousesports are not able to get there in time.
So the fan cams had a guy with a long sleeve and a short sleeve t-shirt at the same time.
That's pretty next level, man.
Wow.
That's like having, you know, a deagle and an AWP, you know, like you got, I don't know where I'm going with that. I tried to make the link off.
There's something there, but
yeah,
real reach.
A couple of rounds.
It's like, yeah, man, I'll come back to it. Hopefully we have him on the line for the post-game interview.
Yeah, we can get him on here, yeah.
Oh, Nico and Cold opening this round up.
Yeah, this is a no contest so far. Mousesports getting washed 5-0.
And you can see what they're doing. This is the right call, but unfortunately, it might be a bad situation. They're stacking a site. They're gambling.
What's a bad situation a code for, Hugo?
A save. Because if Faze walk into B right now, they win the round just by position alone. And Mousesports, I'll let them take it. They have nothing to do No way to stop it. Good kill from Carrigan. Do they get tempted? Do they want to rotate round? But they already hear the utility. This is it. It's a save. Well, if you needed, you know, bathroom break, if you want to go get a drink, go now, because you're not going to miss any action in the next 60 seconds or so, because this is Faze clearing out the empty B bomb site and planting that bomb and waiting out the bomb.
That's what we're going to do, too, is wait it out.
Add it to the list, boys. Check another day of prison off onto the wall with your chalk.
Prison.
Yeah, for Mousesports, man. They're just trapped in the apartments. They can't do anything. They can't leave.
I mean, that's the thing. We always say an El Clasico such as this could give us some exhilarating gameplay.
Yeah, the El Clasico. All of the El Clasicos.
Moving forward, I'd love to see Mouse try and enact some more banana control. They've you know, won. I was going to say they won their first round, but they didn't win a round. It was Carrigan locking down B. There was the one round they could have won where he gets 3. And that's nice, but you can't rely on that every single time. And Faze's spacing will probably be different next B hit, especially when the AWP is there. So Mouse, yeah, banana, utility, get control, keep Faze out. 3 there early, rotate back, standard Inferno CT side stuff, but they've not really had banana. Faze have had it whenever they wanted it in the mid round. Love to see Carrigan post up towards the car with the AWP, but I understand why you want to play safe right now. But at this scoreline, playing safe is getting you caught in the wrong place. Carrigan on A. I like the angle. He's waiting for Faze to walk into the bench, but no one coming through. They're setting up mid-utility. It will be an A crunch by the looks of things. So finally, Mouse have 3 players on the right side. B-Mass has been cut off. He's gone back towards Archway. Does Nico want to wrap CT again? Faze have taken the spawn control, but Nico's going right through the smoke. Cold out the apps. Carrigan's blinded. Robs with the opening kill. The spam is good, but it won't finish the job. Nico will, however, before he's dropped from the pits.
Robs has stood the test of time here, and he's even dropped the bomb up in the apartments. They've got to deal with him. They first try and find B-Mass in the rotation. Still 2 players moving in, and Brokey does get broken down. coldzera solidifying that kill, but it's the fact that that bomb is dropped up on the balcony that's going to cause him so many problems. Moto Smoke goes in, and that there gives him the timing to retrieve the bomb, but I'm sure that Robs has communicated that the bomb is up on apps. He's got it. coldzera, fastest, longest arms in the West, they say, and now... oh dear, he's going close to the Moto Smoke. Frozen and Chris J on the other side, and down goes Frozen, but there's Chris with the trade. The immediate reload for coldzera is the green light for Chris. And Mousesports, they finally get a first round on the board.
That's one way of picking the bomb back up. I've never seen anyone try that, but yeah, it's on the edge, and so all he needs to do is jump near it, and it magnets to his body. Nice try in the 1v2. He had a really good shot at getting that done, but Chris being so close to trade and combined with the fact that he had no ammo, that's his destiny, that's his death. And now it's Mousesports finding their first. It comes at a cost, though, down to 1. Carrigan does have that AWP again, at least. There's the triple B to take control, to throw grenades. Kiebi expects it. He won't go there early. Deep smoke, though, he goes right through. Kiebi not waiting around. Mousesports, they missed their opportunity with that re-smoke. Frozen getting bullied by grenades, and Carrigan, same story, has to back up. Boosts his teammate onto the wall. Molly at the top of B. Faze, methodical is the word I go back to. It was the same on the A site with some of these execute smokes in middle in the first few rounds. Or now on B, they're just clearing out every single spot, using great utility, doing damage, taking control, keeping Mousesports passive. And we've seen Mousesports attempt to retake Banana, but that has come at a cost. Smokes from T-spawn into CT. I like that from Faze. It might keep Mousesports here as they set up for a quick A attack.
Yeah, that's something that Faze has been really good at. Not only have they found a succession of rounds, but they've kept Mousesports from wanting to try to poke and prod and get information and really take the confidence, the courage right out from underneath Mousesports. Here we go. The hit is on, though. coldzera is going to be the first one to drop out. And by that, I mean he's out of the round. The first, I guess, casualty, if you will. Nico Caribou, you're going to even it up a little bit, and it smells like a save. Could be on the cards. We're going to find out here any second, though. Keep an eye on those Mousesports icons, those 2 blue CT icons. Yep, what do you know? They're going to run back towards the B site, and another round for Faze. 7-1. but at least they're shooting back now. So we have that for us.
Yeah, this has got to be such a rough game to have to call for Karrigan here, right? Like, what can you even do if you're losing these first two fights because of Faze's spacing and the fact they're committing is like 4 or 5, and their fake smokes are good as well. They're keeping Mousesports on B again, as they often have been. And so when Faze commit, it's like 3 running up short, 1 jumping out of apps as well, 1 late lurking long, and so Mousesports need every one of their players to get a kill before they die, or it's just done, or it's already over, and Mousesports know it because of how Inferno plays, right? You get that motor smoke down, you cycle it, and there's no way for Mousesports to back in. So, Mousesports should be ready for that. Robs, he's had enough of waiting around. He's had enough of saving today. He's going to push the perimeter. 1 round, Faze are very passive. Brokey's still in T-spawn. Oh dear, if Rops looks left, his barrel could give him away, depending how wide Brokey is. Oh, he sees him, he knows he's deep at least. Rops is still going to kill Rain though, and he's at least done his job. Can he find a second? The Orb supports Karrigan with another. Rops does die, but Karrigan trades. And this is more what I wanted to see from Mousesports, bringing the fight to Faze. Even on this slow passive default where Brokey gets the info, Faze lose the fight. And it's down to Cold and Kiebi on different sides of the map.
Yeah, they are worlds apart right now. Cold continuing into this A site. Eventually, one of them is to go back to get the bomb. And I guess that's going to fall to Kiebi. You see him making his way there now. It looks like Cole wants to try and wrap CT, but Karrigan is just homed in on this angle. Cole trying to bait the shot. There's the swing. Doesn't need to bait a thing as he takes the head off of Karrigan. It's going to be an A play. B-Mass down here in the pit. He's got to put up quite the hold if he wants to keep Mouse in this round. Kiebi up through short side, bested by B-Mass. The time now becomes a problem for coldzera, who needs to deal with this pit player and get that bomb down with just 15 seconds left. The Molotov misses, and that is heartbreak for coldzera. B-Mass in with the peak, and Mousesports, they'll take a second, slowly but surely.
Slowly indeed, with how these rounds are being stretched out by Faze. And yeah, that one falls apart a little bit. It's more chaotic as Robs gets spotted. It's calmed, but he still kills Rain in ult, and Karrigan doubles up with the orb. That happens in 5 seconds from the first to Karrigan's second kill. So Faze are immediately left at a big disadvantage. Nice shot again. Karrigan opening up. Rain first to fall once more. Faze, now they got to patch a wound. Now they got to find something as they move back up middle. Kiebi still has top B. He's moved through, smoking Mousesports' Molotov. He has a lot of control. Nades on long. Lovely stuff. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Karrigan is more far out to the left. He's got a double setup on long with Rop's cubby side as well. Faze, they have been smoking long in the past, and that will need to continue if they want to take mid without heavy casualties. And of course, at any point, you can just go back to B and almost be guaranteed a 4-on-2, knowing that Mousesports are not going to be running any kind of weird gambles in this round with an early advantage. Eco flash into middle, here's the boost. And there it is.
Yeah, this one's falling apart at the seams for Faze Clan.
On the back of the info that Rops got, Karrigan early rotates to B, and now Rops is going to join him.
Oh dear.
All right, Frozen. A little bit of a love tap to Chris J. And now trying to hold the site. Ducking down beneath, but that nade should find good damage into the pool. Chris offers up another, and going to follow it up with 2. There's Rops to round the round out. And Mousesports, they make it a third with 4 players staying alive. Slowly but surely recovering here. Only man still having a rough game is Frozen, but he of course got his first taste of damage there in that round.
You get an assist for that?
Maybe he can direct his aggression more onto the enemy than teammates.
Trigger happy, perhaps. Don't blame him. He's not seen anyone having to save all game long. Karrigan back to his same antics down middle, looking for a deep warp angle. Good grenade.
Okay.
Brokey gets bullied. Faze, you can see how wary they are of this ult aggression as well, with both Rain and Cold holding on to the same line. Brokey lining up top B flashes to pop Kiebi back into position. He's not got many kills, but Kiebi's had a lot of value from his position in this game. Can be thankless at times and dying for the cause, but keeping Mousesports on beat. And that's what he'll do again. He's got the utility for it, at least in the late round. Mousesports, ooh, they're going to lose long. Smoked off in the middle. Karrigan tries to patch the wound with a grenade. Oh dear, Brokey could die here. Kaboom.
Yep, sure will. That'll be the bomb dropped, but ultimately recovered. So not a big loss there other than the fact that Brokey's out of the round. 4 versus 5. Nico picks up the bomb, and now they need to refocus, recenter. And with that, Rain has found himself some library presence, even Arch at that, and that's going to give him a little bit of headway. Maybe he could make something out of it. Yep, the 1 tap, the 2 tap. That's all it takes. Eventually, Karrigan will respond with an AWP kill. Woo! To make it 2. That's the bomb down inside of the A site. Now what's left to FaZe Clan is going to try to recover it in the form of KRB and coldzera, which is going to be met with stiff resistance. Bemis on the case. coldzera responds for 1, but now things get a little weird. Time has gotten down, and, well, coldzera is going to have to get down with this bomb plan. He's going to try to stick it, and just barely are they able to stop him. Chris J, in the form of an M4A1S, have stopped the plant.
Karrigan with a zoom banger, man. He is absolutely mauling them right now. He's very quick on this gun. It's been a while since we've seen him in the primary AWPing role, but he's tending to it very well indeed. I did see that photo.
Yeah, I love it, man. People often have like little photos, you know, like they put someone there that means a lot to them or that, you know, can give them guidance. And Karrigan put the smartest man he knows on his desk.
Picture of you?
Picture of him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
When he needs help, he looks to guidance in the Karrigan photo. What would Karrigan do? That's what he asks himself.
WWKD. Nothing to do with a kill differential.
It's just, it's like the Simpsons meme where you have the sign Homer has on his desk that says, "Remember, you're here forever." You know, Karrigan sees his face, remembers that he's here forever, playing online games. And there are a lot more to come.
I didn't know Grim was in the server, because that was bleak.
Gave it a go, didn't I?
Yeah, it was a crack at it.
It's hard to do memes and words, but yeah, we tried.
I mean, I barely get them out as it is. So, nonetheless, the skirmish ensues. And so far, it's looking good here for the side of FaZe. Start to eliminate some of the problems here. The weapons that were never really in the hands of Mousesports.
Oh no, Karrigan trying to readjust, getting pressured. There's a lot of bodies here. And another missed shot. That there is his death certificate signed. Brokey gonna be the one to put the nail in the coffin. Chris J trying to do what he can. FaZe though far from sweating bullets right now. Flash back in, and Chris J now down in the pool, still fighting. Chris J absolutely lighting them up. And Brokey finds himself trapped. He does run the gauntlet and grab that bomb. And while this has happened, coldzera has taken the A-bomb site. So now Mousesports are rotating back in, but with Cold already very, very deep in the library. And if you're Mouse, there is no way you could know about this. Cold could lock this whole round in, but Mouse, they've dodged him. They've wrapped around through short. And so now, while Cold has the element of surprise, the longer this bomb ticks away, the more they can consider that a player could have pushed long. This is still very unlikely, though, and so this position could come back to bail FaZe out later in the round. Rops, he sees the leg, then takes the head off. coldzera, now in the 1v2, but with the bomb planted for him, you know, like you should be able to deduce the kind of angles that Cold is in. And Chris, looking like he might have worked it out, gets on the bomb, peek from Cold, follows up with the molly, and that there should decide the round. Robs, there's nothing he could do here. It's 8 on the board for FaZe.
Lovely stuff from Cold. He plays that to perfection, right? From the motor smoke to fake out his deep position to even when getting wrapped, the bomb planted for him. And, you know, he has to let his teammate die there, but he knows he's going to win the clutch. That's a great position. It seemed like Mousesports didn't really realize where he was playing from either. They were diffusing safe from the apartments, thinking, haha, we got this now. But yeah, try and do it from as far away as possible. And Cole gets it done. Keeping Faze in this one. Breaking the streak of 4 that Mousesports put up off the back of this AWP doing a lot of work. This time Carrigan gets caught at B. Flash to mid, double peek. Rob's looking for damage. He will peel away as quick as they appear. Now Faze know there's a heavy mid presence. So they're going to try and deal with it. Smoke's going down deep. Rob's aggressing again off the back of another flash. Oh, there's so many players side by side with his enemy. Quick shot for Carrigan. Kiebi's close, and Carrigan's not ready for it. He's going to get taken down. AWP gifted over Chris with another one back at B. And, oh, Kiebi with the retrieved AWP shuts down the rotate. They know Chris is in this site. Brokey's about to figure out the hard way.
And Faze, they don't like the saves any more than we do, as they don't want to let Chris hold on to this AWP. Brokey is just waiting patiently. It's a standoff. It's a standoff at Banana.
Uh-oh.
Ooh. I don't like it. Who cracks first?
Not Chris.
There's another man moving into the bottom of Banana to try and peel the attention away, but Brokey actually peeks ahead of it. And now they know this AWP is at B. Kiebi's not going any further forward than this, not until Nico is nearby.
Pretty big save, all things considered, right? The money is not great for Mousesports, and so FaZe do respect it as they've yet to build up their economy. I say yet to build it up, right? They just want enough for the last round of the half, and same story for Mousesports. So mutual respect, everyone gets away with the guns, and Chris will at least keep this AWP that he can potentially give to Carrigan if he wants. Could keep it for B, we'll see. But FaZe, not just this one-trick pony of the hard B hits and forcing those A players to save, right? They've shown us a lot in this T side. Some great late-round decisions to rotate out when things don't go their way up top B. All the money there. Carrigan giving the AWP. Chris taking a dig, but this man can do the damage with any weapon in his arsenal. Carrigan fighting. Oh, he's got that deep Molotov. It's going to fade. He moves away right as Rain gets into the angle. And that's at fear of someone at bottom B or ramp coming down aggressively. They could have, but they didn't. And so Carrigan will never know. They had a chance. Rain has been going down a lot early in ult as well. So doesn't want to continue that fact.
Right is Rain. Still 5 alive on both sides in the last round of the half. One that I'm sure Mousesports would like to pick up. Frozen would like to get involved as well. Here comes the peak. Will Brokey be quick enough? It seems as though yes.
Yeah, Frozen 0-6. And
Not
round
ideal.
number 15. Like, no kills. Not really many deaths either.
Well, the good news is that there's no saving at the end of this round. So, you know, you go for it regardless.
Small victories.
And even then, is it a victory? Or does it just solidify that you could end up dying in the retake?
Look at Frozen. This is his round. This is where he has to go big. FaZe, they're looking like they want to wrap CT and go towards another one of these B plays. It's worked in the past. Frozen dropping a close one-way smoke as FaZe run through Spawn. The one round Mousesports have given away long control, and now it's all on this young man, Frozen, in essentially a 1-on-5.
He's got to do it all, and he ducks out with the flashes going in, tries to play around this smoke, and he waits patiently. Frozen in with one. The bomb dropped. It's gonna get planted just in time by Rain. That round almost lost to time for FaZe. And now a 4-on-3. Mousesports, the odds are stacked against them. Frozen almost won that round just by staying alive and being a nuisance at B. But not quite, a second off. If a Molotov goes into Dubox here, these players are absolutely screwed, but there's no mollies for Mouse. They've got to try and run in dry, and that opens them up to Brokey's AWP. This is quite the crossfire that's set up here for FaZe, and the fact that they've got 2 towards the back of the site should have this locked in. Chris J falls, FaZe Clan get 10, and Mousesports, they trail behind with 5. It is going to take a monumental effort to come back here for Mousesports. Can they do it, or do we head to a third map? You're going to have to stick around to see.
your destiny, slay your enemy, raise a legacy. No more apologies, trust your abilities, gather the energy. Pull yourself back together and staying off track forever. Child of the nation, will seek redemption, time for salvation. Today is meant to be day of victory, time for history. Rebirth's a tendency, fight the entropy, channel your rivalry. You're praying for fortune to come, you're hearing the sound of the drums. It's too late to backtrack, get back your back now, keep your feet on the road and stand up. You've got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you black out, 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 out. Stand up, you've got what it takes to fight back, back. Don't stop until you black out, out. Give all you got and show them how to make a miracle. Stand up, you've got what it takes to fight back, back. Don't stop until you black out, out. Give all you got and show them how to make a miracle. Go save your team, be a hero. Take home the cup, be a star. They waiting for you, take aim, shoot your arrow. It's your time to shine, show them who you are. Stronger, gotta go faster, gotta get better, gotta work harder. It's fight or flight now, get out now. Go where you move, go for the goal, lead up the stadium, you know how it's done. Stand up, you've got what it takes to fight back, back. Don't stop until you back out, out. Give all you got and show them how to make a miracle. Stand up, you've got what it takes to fight back, back. Don't stop until you back out, out. Give all you got and show them how to make a miracle.
Well, this is not a bug. This is not a glitch. Your eyes do not deceive you. We have arrived at halftime at the second map of play. Faze Clan doing everything in their power to make sure that we go to 3, and they might just get their wish. They've shown up here in full force, 10-5. As we switch over, we see them switch to the CT side. Now, what sort of response will they have? Welcome back, everybody, to the ESL Pro League Season 12 with me, Harry and Hugo. My name, Trace, Sarah, Anthus.
Nice.
I've been waiting to use that one all day.
Well, you used it at the right time because there's not a lot going on in this game right now. It feels a bit weird. Faze with some great calls on the T side, but it's actually just forcing saves round after round for Mousesports.
7 out of those 10 Faze rounds were saves from Mouse with 2 to 3 players surviving. So, yeah, this has been a walk in the park thus far for Faze. They've been having a very easy time of it. But this is where Mousesports, they can put that shoe on the other foot. Just like what happened to them back on Nuke, where, we had the script flipped, as it were.
Look at Nico. He's tucked to the corner. I imagine he can hear the footsteps up top B, and that's somewhat what this position is. But also throwing utility towards B is going to be needed. He'll have no info, no prior notice. Cole with a quick kill in mid. Carrigan just bails back. He moves to join his team. Oh, he gets spotted on the retreat as well. Now Nico knows it's coming. He can drop his smoke and try and stall this execute as the utility comes through. Faze are chasing it, flanking mid. Carrigan just trying to stay alive. He can't do it. B is lost, but Faze have gained a 2-man advantage. They can retake. No saves today.
Rops is trying to get cute with this smoke, but with 2 players here, he is going to be hard-pressed to find anything. It fades, and Nico hides. You'd hate to play against him, wouldn't you? He's still got a full belt of utility. That's a bit of a double-edged sword, though. Nico is the last man you want dying, and unsurprisingly, Nico don't die. Then he does. BMAS finds him, doubles up. Oh, no one's even looking. Oh, Coldwill in with 1, and almost the double. It's down to the 1v1, but the time is ticking away. And without that precious kit, BMAS can just hide and play the timing. Cold. It's a nice try, but BMAS decapitates him. And Mousesports, they get the pistol as they look to recover here in this second half of Inferno.
BMAS the king, man. He absolutely shuts down that deep CT setup. And again, it's like an example of FaZe playing things like absolutely perfectly, at least like you could argue, right? Just falling back, playing safe, keeping numbers up, waiting for the banana flank. Nico not giving up that kill until he absolutely has to. And then BMAS mows him and Brokey down in spawn. Chris gets another one from the back, and that just draws the attention enough for BMAS to trade and clutch. So yeah, weird rounds all around this series, but it's certainly making for an entertaining game of Counter-Strike. Carrigan up top B, flashed forward, Nico's gone. Yeah, be still here. Maybe not for long. Carrigan gets him through the smoke. Now, do you want to run through that? It could be a stack. Carrigan does not care, and luckily it is clear. Cold, ooh, catches Robs. It's not much of a loss, though, with only a UMP going down and the spam through the smoke. Hey, what's the time? Anyone got a watch?
Jane time?
That's it. Knew it.
Sorry, man. I didn't mean to hit the punchline straight away. It's the only thing I could think of. And yes, that is correct. FaZe clan, save clan. They're going to have to back away and reformulate. Don't even know if that's a word.
That sounds like a word.
As long as it, like, you know, you can make up your own words as long as people understand what you mean with it.
Yeah, dude, they're going to reformulatize here in this follow-up
Formulatize.
That's definitely not a word. But a taste of their own medicine, perhaps. And it's bitter.
Ah, yes. Bitter medicine. Thing childhood nightmares are made of. Climb a tap, no good.
Bonus for Mousesports as well, right? Like, they save a lot of money. They don't have AKs. And so faster rounds expected here until the AKs come through. FaZe do still have stock. They do still have chances to make these ones interesting as Nico's dropped the Deeg. Cold keeps the UMP, and Brokey's still got a scout to watch out for. So FaZe aren't out of the woods, or Mousesports aren't out of the woods yet. FaZe can still compete in this round.
And a triple B stack here from FaZe. Is that going to be enough to hold back the MAC-10s and the Galils and everything looking to come their way? Nico certainly seems to think so, but he's the only man left standing, so that belief has really got to extend beyond that one kill that he's taken in the round. Playing close to the smoke, hoping that he can just duck away once he takes a shot. It sounds simple, but it very rarely is. Flash gets him off the angle, and now retreating. He's retrieved himself a scout from the deceased body of Brokey over towards the top of Banana. And if this culminates in a B plate, it might end up being the save for FaZe here to round this one out. But Mousesports, still a minute left on the clock. That is plenty of time for them to explore other avenues. Hearing that utility comes out, that's like an invitation to a guy like Rain. He hears you lining up a smoke, and he's like, yeah, I'll take those odds. I'll go now. Nico, the Eagle, recipe for disaster. But they start to chunk him down. He does take one to the grave with him with a nice kill onto BMAS. Cold. He might go through the smoke. If he did, he could have denied that bomb plant, but Carrigan sticking it. Even re-smoking CT. Cold does everything he can to not get hit by the smoke and give over that information. And they're going to boost the player up. Rain throwing over the smoke. Peek above it all. And Frozen just checked this, and it was completely clear. Well, it's not clear anymore. Goes back in and deals with Cold's error. And now you know that there was a second man in CT not long ago. For Rain, 1v2, no kit. He's looking to maximize damage. And he's not able to maximize damage. It's going to be a round for Mousesports.
Yeah, honestly, they might even just upgrade these guns, right? They're rich right now. And yeah, okay, keep the Galil, but UMP, So let's see what Mousesports want to do. I mean, you could send it on a lurk in the apartments. That's a good spot for it, or even the fast B entries. But you know, FaZe is going to be well armed. And Mousesports don't have a big buffer of rounds to take risks here. FaZe is still in the lead, despite this 3-0 start on the T side for Mousesports, forcing saves for FaZe. Orps out for Brokey as well. We do keep the UMP. It's on Frozen. 2 and 8. I've never seen someone 2 and 8 on round number 19.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
Then again, I mean, this did start off in a weird way, right? I mean, well, we were 5 rounds in and there were no frags to be had for
That's true, yeah.
Mousesports. No deaths to be had for FaZe Clan. Ripley's, they can't even believe it.
Orbs on short. Now taking a nice slow approach to this one. Faze are giving them the room, but not for long. By the looks of things, wanting to retake B, and Kier B is waiting there as the smoke molly comes through. Carrigan's gone from the round in an instant. Frozen could look to retrieve his gun, but with that resmoke from Faze, he's scared that they push through with it, and they haven't. That will just send Mousesports funneled back into this orb. Brokey's waiting. And oh dear, the cracks are beginning to show. Faze with a stellar hold here on this A site. Cole waiting on the smoke. The flash is going to come through, and it won't get him. Right past the sideline as Rops gets caught getting into the cubby. 2 up for Mousesports. Almost an impossible round.
Yeah, especially with Frozen still donning the UMP. All these guns have fallen just out of reach, and so he's kind of a walk-in target. coldzera only good for 1, but it's BMAS all alone to try and ace clutch here. And if that doesn't tell you that it's too far gone, I don't know what will. It's going to be 11 on the board for FaZe as they re-extend this lead.
Yeah, nowhere for old Bemis to go.
Counter-terrorists win.
He goes anyway.
Fun, useless fact. Yeah. Someone from my hometown named Hunter Bemis. Useless, the most useless fact you'll hear all day long.
Kind of cool.
That guy's a legend.
Yeah.
You don't need to know why.
Almost so that dude at the top right?
That's actually him. I'm surprised he's here, but that was him in the trifold hat. That was him. Wow.
What a lad.
Wow, man. Hunter Bemis, dude. Pleasure to have you.
That's not actually him.
I know.
Still kind of funny nonetheless.
Look just like him, though. Twins.
Yeah.
Chris J and Frozen moving over here towards the top and middle. Now, there's a big gap in this smoke, and Kierby tried to exploit it. Carrigan has moved through, catches that smoke at his feet, dribbles it up Banana.
Passes it off. Cruyff turn. I'm kidding. What you know about Johan Cruyff? I don't know anything. I was just asking if you knew.
Nah, man, I don't know anything either. I don't know anything about nothing, Trace.
Nice.
Top mid control taken by Mouse. One thing I do know is there's only 2 players here for FaZe inside of this A site. Those are facts. These are things I can tell you. 100% correct. The getting down into the pit is Rops. Ready to face off against Raid, but before he faces off, he's got to take faces off, and Rops is only good for 1. BMAS now dealing with another. Nico with the spray down. We're into a 2-on-2. It's very messy, and Rain caught by Chris J on the long wrap. Kierby left in the clutch, a 1v2, and he had a chance there to find Carrigan, but he's just missed the timing. Flash goes high. Chris dodges it by staring at the floor, and now Kierby not being given anything here. Carrigan has just disappeared. Crossing now, spotted again. But still not giving this fight up. Just toying with Kierby, making him waste time. And there's Chris, the man who won't miss. Solidifying it with 3 and locking in a 9th for Mouse.
I love that trade work for Mouse, right? Just the layers of attack on long. Even though after Rops gets that kill, he gets immediately traded, and Rain has a very good position in the pit. He's not expecting Chris to come out late from that position for some reason. It was calmed. Surely Chris traded Nico after that double spray down happened on Arch, and Rain just gets caught switching between positions out in the open. If he tucked in and stayed alive, that almost certainly could have been FaZe pushing it over the line. Instead, it's then broken. Carrigan smoking, expecting a Molotov, but nothing comes through. And he can also go above the smoke in the logs, but FaZe drop one of their own, and that just denies any presence here for Mouse. It's not a worry, though. Limited utility, almost no weaponry, and plenty of time for Mousesports.
Yeah, and that's why they call this one the El Clasico. 100%. Look at this, Nico running down, just saying, you know what? I've had enough of this round already. It's just begun. Let's get it over with, boys.
Get him out of here.
Get him out of here. Mousesports with the banana positioning and presence. coldzera will eventually just immediately almost get traded out there after landing a headshot onto Kerrigan. So let's see how this one pans out. Perry.
Yeah, Brokey's got the deagle, and he's holding for this push. But he's got to go absolutely huge, and the first man gives him a fight. Rain going to find it through the smoke. Tries to barrel on in, and it doesn't work out for him. So 10 on the board now for Mousesports. Still a little ways away from having us believe entirely in the comeback, but it's definitely looking doable at this point for Mouse. You know, they went from being, what, 7-1 down over on their CT side, rather, having to just go for these back-to-back saves, getting completely and utterly dictated to by Faze, to now a pretty recovered scoreline. And this is where, you know, you can draw even more parallels between this performance now and the one prior on Nuke. Carrigan going to drop a Molotov at the bottom of Banana.
I think he was expecting the smoke and got the nade instead.
A lot of restraint on Mousesports right now, with the exception of Carrigan, who's just yeeting up Banana every round. Everyone's playing significantly safe over in middle. Faze haven't yet offered any aggression. That took Mousesports some time to start putting together on their CT side, but it did net them results with Rops pushing down middle, supported by Carrigan's AWPing in ult. Quick smoke down towards B, keeps Faze here, but it's not where the hit looks to end up. Bomb getting retrieved by Carrigan. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but no, it won't. Mousesports, they leave BMAS there on his own to lurk as the rest of them head up towards the top of A. Mid is conceded, that smoke will fade. Soon Cole doesn't wait for it to fade. He finds Chris through it. That's going to throw a spanner in the works. That's going to uproot the plan of Mousesports, and Brokey's still here on short to put up a beat in. He's flashed, but he still takes the shot. Rob's had a chance, but not taken enough. Mousesports doubling back, bailing towards B, where BMAS has been holding. Nico looking for a smoke spam of his own, and he might just get it.
Yeah, Kirby's still at utility as well. He's dropped all that in now, and Mousesports, this push has grinded to a hole, even though their utility's gone in, and it has forced these players to reposition. That smoke molly combo slows them right down. It's Frozen and Carrigan dealing with both players in the site in a very timely fashion to get this back into a 2-on-3. And maybe, just maybe, they can salvage something from this, but losing Frozen at Banana leaves Carrigan in a very rough spot. Brokey's gonna land the shot, and with that Faze, they just about stay afloat. 12 on the board now, with 3 players staying alive. A bomb plant there for Mouse means they can invest into the round ahead, but it will be lacking on someone like Frozen.
Yeah, this is where things started to fall apart, right? Without that kill, it would have been a very different round for Mousesports. Rob's had a chance, fully flashes Brokey, but just delays the shot and hits it to perfection. Rob's even crouches into the bullet to make matters worse. And Mouse, they make the best of a bad situation with 2 entries on B, but Faze, no saving today. They get a clean retake in. And even though the money's a little battered and bruised, it's still there with 3 alive. Getting back in after back-to-back rounds for Mousesports. That's what it's been, right? 2 for Mousesports, 1 for Faze, 2 for Mousesports, 1 for Faze. Will Mousesports keep the streak up and respond with a couple of their own? Or do Faze finally have a grips on the CT side? Nico very vocal. Some ideas here for Faze. Maybe we'll see a more proactive start to the round. Carrigan's on a tech, so money really is dripping dry for Mousesports in this one. 3 on B. Faze looking to throw that utility right down Banana. The AWP is here as well. BMAS with a spawn drops a molly at Car. He's going to get flashed up by Chris. Might just be a hard BX tech for Mousesports right now, looking like the object of their desires. And it's not like FaZe have rotated a man out. They've still got this triple stack here. So with the molly coming back in, the re-attack of Banana, BMAS is forced out by utility. And that's a great little play from FaZe, pushing him into the AWP. Brokey wins the fight straight up and now can rotate back round, knowing that regardless of what happens, whether Mousesports commit directly into B, FaZe still have 2 players on defense. And Brokey, because he's not playing for long, he even has a short rotate back to this site.
Yeah, that rotate should be coming in shortly. Mouse still keeping it low and slow. Kirby also still with a full belt of utility here. He's been very, very good at keeping this until late in the round, and having 3 players over at B has only strengthened that resolve. Smoke now goes down. Oh no, Nico, things are heating up a little bit too much for him. Will get froze out by Frozen, and now Kirby Back of the site, they have to check this. They have to be ready for it. Kirby trying to go on a tear, and he almost doubles up, but Carrigan just getting the better of him. Now, him and Frozen are both very, very low on HP. Brokey looking to go through the smoke, but he comes to regret that, gives away the advantage. And so now, in spite of these two players being low, it might even just be the body count on Mousesports that denies this retake. You look at the map, you see 3 versus your 2, and they outnumber you.
And you can just see the posturing there from Rain. You can see his icon just turn, and you know what? You know what he's saying. You know what he's wanting. He's going to get it. They're going to save it. 11 for Mousesports, 12 for Faze.
What happened to Brokey there? Did he get flashed by his teammate and blinded? He ran halfway through the smoke. He took a shot, then he doubled back. Maybe he tried to kill the close coffin player, but it was covered by 2 more. Mousesports, they get it done. That looked like a stellar hold, or at least the start of it. Nico doing damage. The molly's coming down late for Kirby. He gets 1. He almost closes the kill to Carrigan, but the jumping Tech 9 in his face. And Mousesports, they've been good at these post bars, right? Once they get the bomb down on B, they've been pretty nice at locking it down in most occasions. There's immediately a round back for Mouse right after Faze pick up 1. So their money is not going to be pretty. They've got to buy. They have to. Only 2 surviving in that previous round as well. The scoreboard continues to be weird. Kiebi 7 and 15, Frozen 6 and 11 has brought it back somewhat. Carrigan, Cold, topping the charts for either side, 20 and 12 apiece. Carrigan, he's got the AWP on the T side as well. He's not just a defensive AWP, but maybe hard to wield it in this half, and especially with how we've been seeing him take Banana aggressively in some of these rounds, he's now going to have to start calling differently as times are changing. Things are moving, and FaZe have an AWP of their own once again on Brokey. No armor behind it. Carrigan v Brokey, definitely an interesting head-to-head.
Oh, they're going to run boost Brokey over. Whoop. No one here. Flash goes off, and that there is Brokey resigning that mid-peak.
And just think about the economy situation here for FaZe if they lose this round, right? It ain't going to be fun, especially if they lose all the guns. Mousesports, well, very conservative approach to the map control here early on. Demus is going to try to get in front of them on Banana. Flash, he's able to clear up at least towards Car. He doesn't know if someone's sandbag. They're 3 deep on Banana as it is. Arch, the real vulnerable position. What? They're going to flash right into Brokey's face. Like, I don't think that it could have landed any more square onto his face.
And yet he's still got the tag.
Is a tag. No?
He's rotating back as well. With that info he got from top B being clear, FaZe now know that it's likely an A hit. Even sneaking as Nico, he doesn't want to give up his position by running in this freeway, but Mousesports are going fast. They're going speedy, double pit setup. Probably not expecting it. Why is it all so clear? No one in the site. Now, Cole goes unchecked, but BMAS has his number, dropping him with only 9 points of health remaining. Brokey's tag did not finish the job, and now FaZe, they can't finish the job. They got to save. What a surprise. I've not seen this one before.
Wow, what is this strategy? We've never seen anything quite like it.
Oh, dear.
You got to do what you got to do, right? I mean, you're going into 12-12. You're really getting in the later stages of what could be a map loss, which would result in a series loss.
Yeah,
for FaZe.
That's the thing. Joking about these saves, I don't disagree with any of the saves we've seen in this game, right? Like, every save has made perfect sense as to why both teams are doing it. It's just very unfortunate situations that they have to be left in these save spots. It's down to their anchor players not getting enough kills, not putting up enough of a defense. You have a double pit setup, but Cold is swinging out so early to trade. I feel like the longer he lasts in that position, the more effective it is, right? The less Mousesports start to consider it. But BMAS, because he's late from B, he's running up short, looking at pit anyway. And so Cole just peeks right into his crosshair and immediately dropped after just a couple of FAMAS shots. So 12-12, the necessary save for FaZe, but they've got to have results behind it as they look to buy in, not fully committing, keeping 2K a player. 12-12, boy, has this one closed up. It was a 10-5 half after Faze's T-side. Mouse are looking to one-up.
Oh, missed shot from Carrigan, though, and Cole does not forgive those. Man advantage out of the gate for Faze in a round that they don't have much leaning their way in outside of the weapons that were saved, and that 4-sport MP9 on Cold. Now Carrigan having a lead from beyond the grave. Kierby getting himself up onto the half wall, and that allows for a 4-man stack in this A site. If Mousesports try and lean into this late, they are walking into even odds.
Kierby gets all these info from the jumps as well, and with no AWP available for Mouse, Carrigan dropped early. It's not a risk anymore. Unlikely someone hits that with the AK. Still possible, but unlikely. And up B they go. Now they rotate back for Nico. Kierby has one Molotov. Will he stay alive to use it? He's tucked sandbags right now on top of it. It's a good spot, but if he gets flashed out, it could be problematic. He's so blind. He drops. They've got him trapped. Bemis waiting, and Kierby peeks out to his own death. The molly comes in late. It doesn't matter. Rops has the mid-rotate, and oh dear, he catches Rain just about. Mousesports can back. They can double towards A, and oh no, FaZe have not read this one. Cold's cleared mid. He's about to get all this info, but it could come out him the hard way. Great spray, doing damage to the second, but Frozen trades. The AWP is posted. Brokey stops the cross, but he can't stop the bomb getting into the site, and now FaZe, they've got to retake in a 2-on-2.
Yeah, they're going to give it a go with Brokey already here and the rotation coming in from Nico. There needs to be someone to step up for FaZe if they want to get this round over the line. BMAS here, locking down short side. He has been delivering on this T side of play, and Nico now, the ultimate boss to face, but he goes into the apartments, playing this slow. FaZe. BMAS turning on a dime, locks in the round, and it will be the save for Brokey. 13 now for Mouse. There was the time in the beginning of this game, Mousesports went 0-6 down. It was 7-1 thereafter and 10-5 at the half. And now they sit in the lead for the first time in this matchup. They're the ones in pole position.
This lug was perfect as well, even though the spray wasn't, the result was there. And Robs was able to catch Rain pushing down mid. Mousesports almost walking into a stacked bomb site as well, off the back of Kierby calling for rotation. And he had that Molotov to stall as well, but he gets stuck at the sandbags. Mousesports flash their way back up and clear his position. And it doesn't, the molly doesn't even matter, right? Because Mouse don't go B, but instead, Rain caught an aggressive move. Cold's going to try and do the same, but to better success, he's top of the board right now, and he's caught Rops. Oh dear, a lot of damage. That molly in mid is not there. Frozen's not going to peek to trade, but he will wait, and Cold comes his way. A free early kill for Mousesports. Chris gets another. Rain finished off, and Nico Molly has to go aggressive. Can't hit the jump onto the wall at such a quick calamity. Carrigan waiting in the smoke, and he's got his number as well. This is falling apart for FaZe at the seams, and Mousesports in a 4-on-2 after Brokey hits that shot. He could follow up, but no rush for Rops as the bomb backs up. It's already cleared B bomb site.
Yeah, too much of this individual smoke push type scenario right here, especially for a round that hinges on the game. Carrigan lighting them up that round too.
Yeah, even getting the free AWP upgrade as well. He's going to be feeling very good about that. No money left for FaZe. They're in this awkward spot where you kind of have enough to buy, but then you also kind of don't. Like, you don't love it, but sometimes it's not about loving it. It's just about doing it, and that's the question. Are they going to commit to this investment on the FaZe side? They will buy in somewhat. It's a very odd little mishmash. Nico with a hero AWP. Deegs and a P250 on everyone else. Nico needs to get some usage out of this AWP now. He gets flashed off the top of Banana early, and so that AWP's location has been teased to Mousesports.
Yeah, he instantly wants to switch it up. Look at him running back towards A. But Mousesports, they're not deterred. They're not scared by the presence of the big green. And they're going to commit to B by the looks of things, or at least take that control. They don't have to run the gun.
Oh, no.
Back they go into Nico, who swapped out with Brokey. Hello.
Oh, back on the scene. Carrigan versus Nico. Brain v Brain. Woo! And Nico comes out on top in the head-to-head. Now they see this AWP again. They're thinking, how many AWPs do they have? How have they done this? What's happening? They try and get out into the top of mid, but in doing so, oh no, wait, they changed it. Oh wait, no, wait, hang on. Oh no, wait, no, they do change their mind this time around. Mousesports. Back down towards the base of B they go. Rop's going to be left on this lurk, but they have been ready and waiting now for him. He's been doing it time. Oh, the timing couldn't be worse. Rops, he's somehow got by. Cold holding close, but Rops sees an arm and he takes a leg. Now the round into a 4-on-4. Mousesports trying to get into this B site and ready and waiting to keep him at bay. It's Brokey and Kierby having to try and fight this one with only Deagles to tide them over. Brokey's gone. Kierby all alone. Been pretty quiet this game. If there ever was a time, it's now. But frozen in time is where he finds himself. And this B site now belongs to Mouse. Nico gonna have to save this AWP. And even as he tries to hold on to it, remember, that man who's so good at keeping his cool is all the way back in the apartments, ready to try and deny that AWP.
Robin ready for some robbing as he wants to take these guns away from Faze. Just move back to Boiler. Faze have entered the A site. His timing is gone. They're considering it. They knew he threw that lurk-cap smoke earlier in the round. And Robs could come back to it as Faze cross into the apartments. One man will. Nico comes late. And, oh dear, he just missed it. Robs has no idea how close he is to these CTs, and I think they might get away with their guns. If they kill him, that's an upgrade for them as well. Boom. Big kill for Rain, a free AK-47. It's not like the money isn't there for Faze, but getting that upgraded gun and saving your own could be big in the future.
Goes from robbing Robin to throbbing Robin as he takes one to the dome.
Throbbing Robin now.
Well,
not to be confused with Robin Thicke, totally different Robin. This one's way cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Double AWP for Faze. They've put all of their eggs into this basket. Mousesports.
That just sounds like an efficient way to transport your eggs. What's wrong with that? Oh dear, Nico. How's he alive? He just takes like 100. Oh, well, there you go. Never mind. He's not alive. Don't worry, guys. Back on script now. 5-on-4. Faze up against it. And Kierby gets caught trying to retrieve the AWP. Cold Zera here, the man to try and make a difference, but he gets hunted down. And Mousesports, have they done the full recovery from 0-6 down to 10-5 at the half to now map point with the bomb planted in a 4-on-2. Mousesports might be about to 2-0 Faze with their brand new roster. Brokey burns to death and Robs finishes it off. Somehow, someway, Mousesports beat back Faze as they take this series 2-0. That is monumental from Mouse and a failing for Faze as this series draws to a close.
I'm so sorry that I wasn't really there for me. Cause nobody else is showing any empathy. Rudely awake and quite undertaken. Did I do something wrong? Life isn't easy. Why did you leave me here with my thoughts alone? I don't wanna wake up messed up. It's like it's been an I'm so sorry that I didn't go to therapy. Thinking everybody even use an enemy. Brutally awake and quite undertaken, did not do nothing wrong. Life isn't easy, why did you leave me here to get drunk alone? And I don't wanna wake up messed up, cause I can't spend another day like this. I'm not the type of caked up breakup where I've been finding any way to my fix. But I know I need you now, cause I don't wanna be around. No, I don't wanna wake up messed up. There's gotta be another way past this. If I am so wrong and so gone, miserable, won't you stick around just for some be visible? But you don't, no you don't care, leave me to suffer, erase all the doubt, pouring Jack in my mouth, in a love with enough of the pain and the drugs to be present for now. All I might know, I don't wanna wake up messed up, cause I can't spend another day like
Well, everybody likes a good matchup. Well, that's what we hope to have given you right here. Mousesports come out on top, though. They make it a 2-0, and they sweep. Welcome back, everybody. ESL Pro League Season 12. This is your Mountain Dew Game Fuel post-match. I'm Trace. That's Hugo, and that's Harry. And we have a couple questions. Not for you, of course. I mean, I'm sure you're doing just fine out there. But the questions all kind of go to you two. What happened right here that caused just save after blunder after blunder?
I mean, that is just the way Inferno kind of plays out, right, for CT sides. And one thing that both these teams did such a good job in doing was like controlling the pace on that T side and disallowing any early information to come through. And it wasn't really till we saw Mousesports kind of, you know, start to push and prod a bit on their CT side that they actually did find some success. And for Faze, they didn't start doing that till it became like a last-ditch attempt, you know. And at that point, Rops would always be ready and waiting on those lurks, denying that information. And then, like, you'd lose someone to Rops, right, who was trying to go for an info play, like an alt mid, for example. And suddenly, not only have you lost another man, but now you're in this situation where you're like, oh, no, wait, okay, there's one in apps. We've only seen one guy B. We still actually don't know what the hell is going on in this round. And we're in a 3-on-5. So it was, yeah, it was very, very weird. And weirdly enough as well, Faze seemed a lot more willing to attempt retakes in man-down scenarios than Mouse ever did. It was like a real role reversal from that first map.
Yeah, and, you know, speaking of roles, obviously the coaching role, a pretty big, you know, a very influential one. And we might have that opportunity to speak to the coach from Mousesports, but I could be wrong. It might just still be a few minutes away. Nonetheless, Hugo, do you agree with the sentiments here by Harry?
Yeah, it was super weird. I think you put a really good point when you talk about like that late game or late half CT aggression and the solutions that were at least there for Mousesports. But for FaZe, they were just so unable to get info, so unable to get the map control back from Mousesports. Like mid was never theirs as a CT side. Mousesports did a really good job of blocking them out of it every single time. I think one of the good things FaZe had on the T side in that first half all the time ago, when they actually managed 10 rounds, if you remember that, there was Kirby's lurking up top B. I think it was really good. He kept Mousesports constantly on that B bomb site. They were never 4A. They were always 2B at bare minimum, and that allowed FaZe to constantly force these saves when they either attack the B bomb site into a 4-on-2 or a 5-on-2, or go back into a late A and force those B players to save. Very weird game, but you know, it was enjoyable. It was fun to watch, and there's going to be a lot of questions for this Mousesports roster moving forward. They're starting to find their form.
Oh, so you got a lot of questions for Mousesports.
Maybe we do.
Interesting. Seems like I can hook you up with a source for an answer right here, right now. Bring in Ragin. There he is. Hello. What's up, dude?
Hello, guys. How are you?
Pretty good. Just happened to watch this game. It was Mousesports versus FaZe. Did you catch any of that?
Yeah, I was playing a little bit in the background, you can see, but it was pretty good.
Nice.
I like it.
So let's talk about this then.
It's a good feeling to win again.
Yeah, I bet. Hugo, what do you got for the man?
Regin, man, are you rich after that game? Because you guys saved so many goddamn rounds I can't keep count. Talk to me about the saves in this series. Now, not that we're even against them, but
why not? Don't bring us into it.
Yeah, how frustrating is it in the server and in the team speak to have to be calling these rounds, you know, over seconds in?
I mean, this is how Inferno plays out now. It's the same as Nuke. Like, if you lose the inside really fast and they have a lot of utility, you just have to save. Otherwise, it's like 20% chance of winning, maybe even lower, you know? So you're just kind of forced to save in these scenarios. And it also builds up your economy and keep you more strong on the CD side, so...
Regin, talk to me about Orpin, because obviously we lost Woxic, he's now departed, we got BMAS in. Looked like Carrigan was the guy donning the main AWP, so is that something you'd love to divulge a little bit more information on?
Yeah, I mean, we try with the Finn to have the primary AWPing role. I feel the meta right now is... It's not like you need this hyper-aggressive AWPer that Woxic is. Like, like Woxic, when he's on fire, there's no one stopping him. Like, he's so damn talented and good. But this meta just doesn't fit like that how you want to play or his style right now. So we're gonna try with BMAS a little bit and try with Carrigan being the primary AWPer, and also so Finn can get some more intel on how it is to call around the AWPing, so he can call better actually.
And talking about that new addition, let's have a chat about him, right? BMAS, how has he fitted into this team, or what moves have you made as the coach to help him fit into this roster in such a short amount of time since Woxic's departure?
I mean, he was spectating our practices when we were at boot camp and stuff like that, so he already knew some of it. But we, of course, always tried to give him the roles that he was really comfortable with. I always ask him, like, if there's some move he likes to do and stuff like that, then we give him the opportunity to do it. And he just embraces it so well. And also, he likes to be this entry fragging role. So swapping him and Carrigan was actually a very easy job there.
So let me go ahead and do this here. I'm going to grab this kind of an important junction. Obviously, there's more matches to be played, but it's not with you as in Mousesports for today. I just have to ask you, as we jump into this EPL side of things, we've just come off of Cologne. I want to ask you if you're noticing anything different, if you're noticing difference in tendencies within players across servers.
That's a tough question, Trace. I mean, I think it's difficult because, like, right now, have been a lot of roster changes, rankings up and down. People are trying different things out, so it's really hard to come in as prepared as we normally do when we're at LAN and stuff like that. So I think, like, yeah, I don't know exactly how to answer that question because I feel like it's all about momentum and having confidence when you're playing online.
But what about your up dog? No, I'm kidding. We're not going to go there. Thank you so much for your time, Regin, and congratulations to you and Mousesports for a hard-fought battle over Faze.
Thank you for having me.
Cool. We'll see you later. All right. So we got our answers out of him. Harry, you always got this. It's not like a smirk. It's like right in between the smirk smile. So what is it?
Yeah, no, man. I that's the thing. I love talking to Regin. I love learning about this Mousesports squad, and a few interesting things that he just brought up there. Right, is one. Now, obviously, we kind of expected BMAS being on the entry role. That was something that was discussed. That getting swapped with Carrigan, that feels pretty natural with him now moving on to that main AWP, and that's something that excites me even more. And then it's cool to hear that this is also like a bit of an experiment for Carrigan to improve his IGLing and learn what it's like to be calling around your AWPer a little bit more. So it's like, right now, it feels like everyone in Mouse is learning. And by the sounds of it, the atmosphere is pretty nice as well. You know, they're relieved to be winning again. And that's the thing. Like, it was a real drought for Mouse in terms of ever getting those series over the line. So maybe this is where we could see Mouse try and pick it back up again, because they did feel like a very momentum-based team for the longest time towards the tail end of 2019.
Now, Hugo, this is just one matchup. Right, it's just one matchup. This is one best of 3. It's versus Faze, albeit very powerful team to beat. What's it going to take to get you back on the hype train here for Mousesports?
I'm pretty much on the hype train. I like what I'm seeing.
Well, I guess
we're already there, man. We can wrap it up. I think
I can run with that question, though. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's hard to see consistency online, but I'd love to see Mousesports get back to the top, get back to these finals that we were seeing them in, not just at the end of 2019, picking up like 3 event wins in a row, but then even coming into the beginning of 2020, they had a lovely placing in EPL. They fall to Fnatic in the grand final there, and then it all starts to kind of fall off. But I think this new reinvigoration of roles, this change of structure, it makes everyone play different. You can't fall back into the autopilot of this is what we always do. This is what I've been doing every day for the past year. No, you've got to be thinking way harder, way faster about your new positions, about your new roles, and everyone's moved around a little bit inside of this team. So Trace, how's that for an answer?
I think that you did okay, but I don't know if you're supposed to be asking questions around here or if I am. I really have no idea at this point. But I can tell you that the Cloud9 Fury game is still going on, or at least to my knowledge. Furia having won that first map, it did go into overtime. So we get to see that one all kind of come to a culmination. OC drops 40 or whatever, and it's all in vain. So that's unfortunate, but it is a reality that we live in. Now, with that said, we can talk about tomorrow's schedule. We can begin to get out of here. And you know what, Hugo, I'd let you do that, but I think Harry might be even more qualified than me. So
yeah, you know, we got Fnatic Spirit to kick off the day, then we got a bit of Complexity Astralis, G2 Godsent, and then we round it out with Gen G Triumphs. We have a series of great games tomorrow. I am actually very looking forward to seeing that Complexity Astralis matchup. It's the Battle of the Stars.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good
That's
one.
not bad. He's on to something there.
There we go.
And that's Harry Russell. He'll be
That's why
here
they pay me the small bucks.
forever. Oh, they pay you. Nice. Cool. Hugo, just to round out the day, I think that was about it. I think we can go ahead and put a nail in this one, maybe even put it back on the wall and come back and pick it up tomorrow, where the ESL Pro League Season 12 picks right back up where we left off, right here from Cologne, Germany. We'll see you there tomorrow.
No more apologies, trust your abilities, gather the energies. Pull yourself back together and staying off track forever. Child of the nation, will seek redemption, time for salvation. Today is meant to be a day of victory, time for history. Reverse the tendency, fight the entropy, channel your rivalry. You're praying for fortune to come. You're hearing the sound of the drums. It's too late to backtrack, go back, you're back now. Keep your feet on the ground and stand up. You've got what it